on because it's a monthly subscriber perk. And if you subscribe to D&D Beyond, you'll get the fuzzy dice now, and they'll be gone. Okay, that's it.
So once they're gone, they're gone.
Very important.
Oh my god.
With the whole Monsters and Multiverse thing, just as a little note here. Not only is it getting all these monsters, a lot of the monsters are monsters from other books, but they've been updated, they've been revised, they've been made easier to use.
Very nice.
Many of the races have been updated, kind of scrapping a lot of the lore that was like Forgotten Realms or Eberron specific, and instead making them so that you can use them in any campaign. And also just little tweaks, little balance tweaks here and there, that is going to make them better to use in the future. It's going to be a very important book, I think, Monsters and Multiverse. I am definitely looking forward to it. I think it's going to be
very,
very
Manual
good.
2.0.
It is. It's a little bit of a kind of like 1.5 maybe.
1.5.
Kind of bridging the gap. 5.5. We're not on 1. We're on 5. Anyway,
Let's just call it 6.
6. No, it's 5.5, Tom. You don't understand. With D&D, you do a 0.5 unless it's brand new. Right. Thank you very much, NordVPN and D&D Beyond. As Chris Trott said, links will be in chat. Links will be in the video description. Do click those links and use those links so that you can tell our sponsors that you came from High Rollers. That helps us out massively. Before we move on to the thing, I want to say a big, quick thank you to WizKids. You can't really see it because of the lighting. This is a huge pot of stuff from WizKids. I just wanted to say another big thank you. They sent Tiamat. We showed Tiamat off last week. WizKids is sending loads of stuff for the High Rollers studio. And yeah, just wanted to say a quick thank you to them. But speaking of cool things that people can have in their hands or on their bodies, Katie's going to tell you all about what has been launched.
Yeah, I don't have him here. He's over. He's there on my shelf. There's a little Quill. Quill plushie. There he is. Quill is back. We have this will be the last run of Quills. A new fresh flock in fresh merch. Now, please go buy Quill because he's adorable. Anyone who missed out the first time, very sorry. You guys wanted Quills way more than we ever thought, so we have made 500 more. Please.
This is the last 500. You got to get him now or you're never getting him.
Give him a home.
Yeah. And while you're there, why not pick up something for your body or your head or your dice bag?
Oh no!
Wow.
That's pretty great. Grab some other merch.
Go get a little Quill.
Treat yourself. Treat yourself to a Quill. And treat yourself to lots of other great things.
Chicken legs.
I had to watch Tom struggle to. He's like, oh, I could see his brain working. It's like, this is a good idea. Takes his headphones off. It's like, oh no, it's not going over my. Oh, it was so frustrating to watch.
It took a long time.
I always forget that Trot can see whenever we're trying to do something that the others can't see. Trot gets to see all of it, like me, awkwardly getting my chair and folding it up before the stream.
Yeah.
Amazing. So yeah, go grab Quill, freshmerch.co, or the High Rolls collection. There's a link in chat as well, and there's a link in the video description. Go and grab a Quill while you can. Nice. And then just lastly, Kim, do you want to talk a little bit about a little reminder of a thing you made last year, but people can get again?
Yeah, it's like the best time of the year coming up on Tuesday. February the 1st is Lunar New Year. It is the year of the tiger, the year of the roar.
Roar. My year, baby.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to talk about if you want to run a D&D adventure that celebrates Lunar New Year, that is inspired by Lunar New Year, then the one-shot that I ran with these guys last year is on my brand new website. For free. For absolutely free. And it's got the maps and it's got the tokens. And the website is www.nanokim.co.uk. Nice and simple. In fact, all of my D&D one-shots that I've written up are up there. So Mists and Shadows, which is the Malaysian Hantu-inspired creepy, spooky horror thing that I wrote and released for free last year. The Lunar New Year one's free.
Motherfucking website.
I also have an adventure in Zombies Run that is based on the Zodiac race as well. So there you go. Go take a look. All free. Loads of adventures. And yeah, bring in the new year with the Jade Emperor's invitation. Do it.
Nice.
Do it.
Do it.
Well, that was an aggressive call to action.
It's me.
Do it.
You can donate if you want. You don't have have to.
Nice.
But if you want to drop copper, you know, it's lucky for Lunar New Year. Share that angbao.
Share that wealth.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Cool.
Happy Lunar New Year.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll talk more about that. Well, we can talk about that next week as well, because it will be during, right? Like it's, or is it the end?
Well, Lunar New Year is like 15 days, so even though it begins on the 1st, we'll have like 2 streams in
2 weeks of it. Cool. Nice.
And we get to go and celebrate with you next weekend, Kim. Yay!
Yeah! We're going to have our own celebration.
Nice.
I'm excited.
Cool.
Well, that sounds like a great date.
It is a great day. Nothing else is happening on the 5th.
Lunar New Year.
Anyway, we're going to play our intro video, and then we're going to have a recap, and then we'll play some D&D. Oh, yeah, I know. We'll mention it next week. He doesn't get it now.
They might not know. In the audience.
Oh, they don't need to know yet. They can find out next week.
Okay.
Done.
Are you sure? You just want to get anything out first?
You stupid dickhead.
Sorry?
Just play this.
Just to be clear.
Hello and welcome back to Aerois. Our heroes assaulted the palatial tower of Heartspire to finally save their friend Thalia. With devils closing in around them, Nova uses a hasty plan to teleport inside the tower, leaving a portal for her allies to follow. But inside, the party realize the severity of an archphase power in their domain, as Mesmera freezes them all in place and accelerates time to cause Thalia's curse to quickly overwhelm her. In this desperate hour, Tiangong and Nova deepen their symbiosis and transform themselves, breaking free of Mesmera's rule. Forcing the sorceress to change her other rules in panic, the party is freed, and together they find ways to overcome this powerful and ancient magic, causing Mesmera to face the pain and fear she has hidden from over the centuries. As time is running out, Lucius attempts to break a mirror containing a reflection of Mesmera that is whispering controlling thoughts to her, but a hand emerges and stops his spell. Stepping from the reflection is Graz'zt, the Dark Prince of Pleasure and an old enemy. With a gesture, Graz'zt pulls Mesmera into a ring on his finger, and the Archphase rules collapse. Graz'zt, overconfident, challenges the PCs, seeking to kill Quill and Lucius for escaping his bargain with them on Azagrat. However, the Dark Prince is overwhelmed by the party and is defeated, and returns to his home plane, sore and a little bit put out, leaving behind one of his rings as Mesmera returns to the throne room. But Rosemeadow calls out that Thalia looks to be in a bad way. That is where we begin today's session.
Okay.
So,
how does Mesmera look?
So she doesn't seem to be injured in any way, but that's great. It's a great starting point, Quill. Thank you very much, Tom.
That's all right.
As everything that happens, you guys re-emerge. Graz'zt has been defeated. You see Mesmera kind of reform. Rosemeadow, who's been sort of near the door leading out of this throne chamber, is cradling Thalia, sort of like holding her now, basically, and is calling out to the rest of you. Quill, you see Mesmera just kind of slumps to her knees, and just her arms kind of go slack at her side. And you can hear her muttering, you hear her basically kind of saying, like, I'm a witless, naive fool. Of course, it was all a lie, like everything else. And she's just sort of the revelation that Graz'zt has been behind a lot of this stuff seems to have overwhelmed her. But you do hear her like, hello, and Rosemary kind of canters over the centaur form, sort of like bringing Thalia with her. Oh, she looks really bad, and she kind of like holds Thalia out, and you can see that now these black briars, this curse line that had kind of crawled up Thalia's arm, has spread out and is now kind of covering that arm completely. Half of her face is covered by the same marking, and it's spread all the way across her collarbone, and is nearly what you would, it looks to you guys like it's already at her heart almost. And she's like, very weak, it looks like.
Nova will immediately just run over, kind of running knee slide, just grab her and hi, it's me, Thalia, say something, Thalia.
Pretty good going, nerd. And she kind of just manages to whisper, it says like, I like the sword moves. And she kind of manages to sort of like reach out and just sort of like, just touch you on the arm with her good hand. She just manages to reach out and sort of gently pat and stroke your shoulder. The rest of you, as you kind of watch Nova do that, you notice that this room is growing very cold. And Quill, you can see that frost is beginning to sort of like around the windows.
I'm still very wary of Mesmera suddenly enacting some more rules. So I want to sort of approach her with a hand raised and say, you've seen the demon that has been influencing your mind. We've removed him from this place. Please listen to us. We're here to help you.
She just sort of looks up, and you can see like just maybe like dirt or like years of just not caring for herself is kind of washed away by tears, and you can see like there are these clean streaks down her face, her tattered dress kind of spilling around her, her blonde hair doing the same, and she just looks up at you. Help me. Help me by bringing the worst thing that ever happened to me here. And she just points in Thalia's direction. Like, what were you hoping to achieve? Sentry and Lucius, you now see that, like ice has begun to form, and there is this chill in the air. And Lucius and Sentry, I think you guys get like a shiver down your back, like almost as if you were stood in a graveyard. There is this like oppressive sense of death around Thalia.
Sentry will go over to Mesmera and just crouch down. She'll just say, "You're upset, and I understand things may not have gone the way you wanted, but there's still a chance to fix this, Mesmera, please. Wounds can heal. It might take time, but please, give Thalia a chance."
Oh, I can see that you are very pure-hearted, and you believe in this, but time, dear sweet thing, time I have lived through hundreds of years, and it has not gotten any better. It has not gotten any easier. She was my friend. She lied to me. She told me how worthless I was. She made me think horrible things about myself. And then when it was all too much, then she did awful. And she sort of reaches for the wings on her back that, were removed long ago. Ayla, as you're kind of stood there looking, you're the first one. As Quill and Sentry are kind of focused on Mesmera, Ayla, and probably Lucius, actually, because you've not engaged with anything yet. That cold sense, you see a figure literally float through the walls from the window from the outside. They are cloaked in long tattered black cloth with a deep hood that completely conceals their face, and they appear to be holding, kind of crooked in one arm, an hourglass, and in the other is a long scythe, and it just floats silently and stands over Thalia and Rosemeadow. You can't see a face, you just see this kind of like spectral half-formed figure just loom over Thalia.
Mesmera, we don't have much time here. If you can please stop this. You've done the same to your people for the past few hundred years. Look at what's happened to them because of this. Look at your kingdom, it's in ruins. Your people are being killed or worse by Graz'zt demons. You have to stop this. For them. You have to go on.
That doesn't erase what she did. Even if I've done wrong, that doesn't change that. Nothing's
going to erase it, Mesmera. Nothing is going to erase it, but justice is also not going to do you any good here. You've had your justice. You've had hundreds of years of it. Hundreds of years of justice. End it. So that we can help you rebuild this kingdom. So that you can help your entire people.
You definitely see that those words strike home. You can sense that there is this. I mean, this is some deep hatred you're dealing with, but like the kind of revelation of Graz'zt, she just looks. I don't argue that I have done wrong by this kingdom. I don't doubt that there's been a lot of suffering. But you don't understand. You don't know how bad it was. She does. And and at this point she has not looked at Thalia for like the last brief moments of discussion. And she just says like she knows. And for the first time Thalia is like, let me speak. Bring me closer. And you kind of Rose Meadows, and then like she looks at like Nova and Rose Meadow when she says that. I want to speak to her.
You look, you better not do something lame and die on me, okay? Just please.
I don't think that's up to me anymore. And she looks up and you see Nova, now you see this like specter of death, and you just hear this kind of ancient voice. Time draws near. I await the result. And it just follows as Rose Meadow gently brings Thalia over. You also, Quill, now begin to hear. During the whole fight with Graz'zt, you could hear fighting outside, like beyond the throne room and outside. That fighting, you hear a very loud sort of like thump, and then the sound of fighting stops. And you think you can hear footsteps on the other side of the doorway.
Okay. Do I recognize a thump? Is it like a teleport?
It sounded like something fairly big and armored hitting the ground, is what it sounded like.
Okay.
Lucius as well, if there's anything you want to say or do. I'll make sure everyone gets a chance.
He's contemplating saying something, but he thinks it's also important to know when to not speak and allow those that are important and closest to Thalia to have the stage. So he's just more concerned at the frost and making sure it doesn't affect anybody else at the moment.
Yeah, the frost, when it kind of came in, you can see what's caused it is this death-like figure. It almost has left like a trail of frost behind it as it swooped in, and it's just hovering there. Like you see this, it's not attacking, it's not like trying to touch Thalia, it's just hovering above, waiting.
I think the only thing I'll say, or Lucius will say, I wish I had the opportunity to speak with someone who is no longer here, that may or may not have inflicted pain upon me. And I think that's worse. Living with the unknowing. Never having the opportunity to speak and make amends is far worse than any torture I could ever face.
Mesmera kind of looks at you and looks at Ayla, sort of hearing both, and she just says... She looks down at Thalia, who's now sort of been brought closer. And Thalia will just say, very weakly, I won't do the rasping voice just so it's a bit easier to hear, but she will basically say, Mesmera, Mez, I didn't come here to ask for forgiveness or to be saved. I do accept what I did to you was terrible, and I think I do deserve punishment. I didn't come here to ask you to forgive me or to forget what I did. I came here just to simply say, I am so sorry. I'm sorry for all the wicked things that I did to you, for the lies, for the mistreatment, the manipulation. I've learned so much, but I know that sorries and words won't fix and heal you. Before all of this happens, I'm most sorry for driving you to this dark place. And I didn't want you to become like the hateful, cruel, jealous thing that I was. I didn't bring my friends here to stop you. I brought them here to save you. As she says that, you see Mesmera just like welled up with tears. I think Kyrie probably would like fly over and say, like, she's probably like holding on to Mesmera, like clutching her with like her wings, and is like saying stuff. She's probably just like sobbing, and like in between the tears, you can just hear like, please don't take her. And then as this is happening, you begin to see another kind of form beginning to appear behind Mesmera. And you see that this conflict, this debate has attracted another one of these maybe spirits. And you see a very muscular looking female figure, but dressed in robes, wearing a blindfold and carrying a great sword, whereas the hilt is almost like a pair of scales. And that seems, it's not quite fully formed, but it's flickering behind Mesmera. You can see this figure is being conjured, but not quite there just yet. And you also, the doors fly open dramatically. There is this kind of thud, and the doors burst open, and thousands, hundreds of thousands of rose petals just fly through, filling the space. And you see a figure accompanied by two very small figures enters the space. And you see a quite androgynous, you're not quite sure if like, they don't seem to be either gender, but a figure, an elven-esque figure, non-binary figure with pink hair, that kind of like long flowing pink hair, dressed in a sort of military uniform, like a military officer's coat with lapels and like a little cape, wearing tight sort of riding pants and tall boots, and they hold a basket-hilted sword in the shape of a rose. And they sort of kind of burst in, and just literally flying next to their shoulder is a bee with a little dandelion riding upon it. And they sort of burst in, and this figure just sort of realizes that they've interrupted like this very serious moment, and then just kind of like sheaths the sword and very slowly begins to walk up, but not sort of wanting to interrupt. And I think that Mesmera just you can see that like she looks at Thalia with like anger and just long years of resentment and bitterness, but she can't help looking at the rest of you, and like you can see that there is this kind of tipping point that she's almost reached. And I think she would just say something just like, you took everything. You, not just that, but you pretended to be my friend. You made me feel less than worthless, and then when I couldn't get any lower, you ruined everything. And now I find out that the one thing that I thought I had gained, the one thing that I thought had given me the strength to fight back, has all been a lie. And a lie because of you. You brought that thing to this world with your hatred and your jealousy and your just cruel heart. And I fell victim to him again. And Thalia just says like, I know. And I'm so sorry. And if my death gives you any comfort, I welcome it. But don't listen to Ayla. You have let this place fall into ruin. You have become just as cruel and disconnected as I was, and I don't want that life for you.
Mesmera,
Anyone wants to say something? Yep.
You know I've seen what she did to you. I stand in between both of you. I love her. She saved us. She brought us home when we were far away. But I know what she did to you. I saw it. I felt it. You know. You know when I reached out to you. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm not going to stop you. All I'm going to say is, these are the moments that define us. Are you going to let this define you?
You watch as she looks up at you, Nova, with these big, kind of blue almond eyes. And she looks, and I think that Thalia kind of coughs and blood, and you see Thalia's eyes beginning to close. And Mesmera she winces, and she just says, "The curse on Thalia Whisperwind ends." The figure with the sword seems to nod and then just vanishes. The figure of death nods its head and vanishes. They both drift away, and you watch as those briar thorns rapidly begin to pull back all the way down to Thalia's arm, where it just leaves the tattoo of a single rose. And she opens her eyes again and looks around. You hear a voice from this figure that arrived with Armador. Well, it seems that unfortunately I'm a bit late, but I'm glad to see that the power of love in the end did win out. Very fitting for Heartspire. Terribly sorry, everyone. I'm afraid that there was quite a few demons in the city that seemed to be very focused on keeping me away. They do a deep bow and a flourish. But it does seem that this is a very wonderful ending.
As soon as the curse is lifted, Nova's just gonna kind of hold Thalia close and kiss her, on her forehead, her cheeks, but then look up at Mesmera and just reach out a hand.
I think Mesmera, she does sort of reach for it, and then she pulls her hand back, and she says, "Not yet. I'm not ready for that. Not yet. There's still a lot of hate, and there's still a lot of anger and fear. I'm scared of her, of you, Thalia. But it's not. Your friend here said it best. I won't define myself by killing you. And like your angry warrior friend here said, I feel that there is much I need to mend and fix. Things that I allowed myself to be manipulated over. I'm not ready to forgive. This is not forgiveness, Thalia. This is not... I am not forgotten what you have done. I do not accept that, but I am willing to accept that maybe you have changed, and that maybe you have earned a second chance. Maybe. And she will sort of pull away a little bit. And I think Rose Meadow will probably put Thalia down, and Thalia's now strength returning takes your hand over, and she sort of nestles her face into the neck of your shoulder. But Rose Meadow will actually start moving towards Mesmera.
Just in the distance, Lucius lets out a breath he's probably been holding for a good couple minutes since he started speaking. Yeah. And then just wells up as well and just watches it unfold.
Yeah, sure. You hear a little buzzing at the side of your you hear a little buzzing side of your ear, Lucius.
Here they come.
He swats around.
It's good to see you again, my lord.
There we go, yes. I'm glad to see you well, my lord. You seem to have vanquished whatever evil was here.
Yes, 'twas not without your companionship and pep talk that carried us through.
Indeed, I am glad. But I must admit, even I was not expecting the true evil of this place. If it were not for the Rose Knight, I fear that I may have perished.
But you did not. And that is what will be told in the annals of history, will it not, with your beloved?
Indeed, my beloved Pollinella. Ah.
And the two of them sort of buzz and fly around for a moment. Yeah. What about anybody else? Anything else anybody wants to say or do? Or
think just I think that Ayla will approach Mesmera with Rose Meadow and just nod at her in appreciation.
She looks up and she says, "Your strong words I needed to hear. You are not quite as kind-hearted as perhaps the rest of your companions, but I think that it was what I
get that
needed
all the
to
time.
know.
Sometimes it's useful. I'm glad when it's useful, see? Sometimes it's great. Most of the time it's really terrible and I don't speak. But you made the right choice.
In this case, I think that it was the right thing to say. But the kindness," and she looks over at Sentry and everyone else, "I have not known kindness in a long time. I thought that whatever that thing, whoever that was, they were just manipulating me as well, I realize. I guess for 1,000 years I've been alone."
Well, now you're not. You got a whole kingdom and a dandelion on a bee who seems pretty determined to get things back on track as well, by the way. Dandelion talking just it's really irritating to me, but probably very nice to you, I guess.
I am used to such things in the Feywild, yes. Yeah. Sentry, Quill?
I think Sentry will go over to the mirror where she previously put her cloak on and retrieve that.
Okay.
Pensively looking behind it just in case it's still there.
No, in fact, when you pull your cape off, you realize none of the walls are mirrored anymore. You realize that actually what they were is they had been murals. They had been like stone murals displaying this fairy tale kingdom of Heartspire. You see paintings of couples dancing. You see paintings of people making sculpture and art. You see people in a sort of like a family all together, sort of all different symbologies of the heart's desire, basically. They had somehow become so reflective that they became mirrors. But now that you pull the cloak off, those mirrors are gone. They're no longer there. There is the only thing you would probably notice, Sentry, is where Graz'zt was defeated near this mirror. There is just a single golden ring with 3 diamonds, 2 of which appear to be burnt out, and there is a single diamond left.
Oh my god!
Wedding ring. They're getting married now.
Married.
I think Ayla will also start just telling Mesmera, by the way, about that guy. We had this thing with him. He's total pain in the ass, you know? I found out that he was cheating at these games. Giant cheater. Tries to make everyone his friend and pretend he's the best.
Rose Meadow nods along and is like, "I got such bad vibes from him. He had just a really negative aura as soon as he arrived. I did not like him."
Really bad chakras.
Bad chakra. And I think that like Rose Meadow would probably say like something to Mesmera along the lines of like, "Well, I've never been to this place. I found out that I'm a unicorn from the Feywild. But I would love to learn about it if you tell me. It seems like a really nice place. Now that all the evil devil people have gone, I'm sure it's really nice." And she's sort of like trying to sort of make friends and be positive to Mesmera, basically.
The cold started to dissipate.
Yeah, the cold. As soon as death vanished, the cold dissipated with it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I think if anyone could just smother Mesmera with love, it's going to be Rose Meadow. Like,
I mean, there definitely seems to be that that's well suited to Rose Meadow, especially at this point. Like, and again, like she's not talking about like anything that happened. I think Rose Meadow is probably saying things just like, "I really like your crown. It's really nice." Like she's just being like ridiculously wholesome and like not talking about anything important, just babbling about nonsense. But it seems to be reciprocated. The Rose Knight, who kind of strides forward, they look around and say, "Well, I'm terribly sorry that I was so late to the affair, but you don't have to worry. There are no more devils or fiends here in Heartspire. Unfortunately, I've been barred from the place for some time. Whatever influence, whatever dark power was here, that you seemingly have defeated, valiant warriors, was keeping me away. But now that I'm here, I can keep an eye on it. I'll keep an eye on this one as well. He kind of they gesture to Mesmera.
Do be careful. It's not vanquished. It's only returned to its plane of.
Yes, they are called Graz'zt, are they not?
Yes. Oh, I'm sure you're aware then. Sorry, I
I
didn't
think
mean
they're more, to be honest, I think they're more pissed off at us than anyone here, so we'll probably take the hit on that one.
We'll skedaddle.
Most likely.
I am sure that the Dark Prince of Pleasure will want to try and get his grubby six fingers into Heartspire again. This place is a place of... It's always been one of my favorite places here in the Feywild in Lunaria. It is a place of desire, of love, of things that you greatly want to accomplish. And so the Prince of Pleasure, I'm sure, has had his machinations on the place. But I think that whilst my work may call me away, perhaps a couple of emissaries could be left in my place. And I happen to know just the two. And they look over towards Armador and Polonella, and the Rose Knight, they pull out their basket-hilted sword, they swipe it through the air, and rose petals kind of pick up from the floor and completely engulf Armador and Polonella. And then when the rose petals disperse, there is not a dandelion and a bee, but two humanoids left there instead. There you see a dashing blonde musketeer man with a big fluffy blonde hair, almost like a kind of like big fluffy blonde lion's mane, and a big moustache around his face. He wears like a tabard, like a musketeer's tabard, but it has a dandelion on it, and he has his sword and his boots. And then next to him is a quite plump, curvy woman with black hair, dressed in yellow with like onyx black jewelry and a furry mantle collar around her neck, very sort of like Queen Victoria-esque. And they sort of pop up as two humanoids, and they kind of like look stunned at each other for a moment. And he says, I don't think that a bee and a little dandelion would blend in well with the courts of the Feywild, but perhaps these two should. And Armador looks at it, he's like, oh, my goodness, what are these? I have phalanges, I have arms. Oh,
the voice, it's infinitely less annoying now. I approve.
What do you mean? What do you mean, warrior woman? My voice is
you have no idea.
As melodious as it always has been.
Oh, you have no idea. It was really, really, it grated on me. I'm not saying I have a great voice, but it was very high pitched. This is excellent. I approve. You look great.
As you say this, Polonella is just like, oh, my beloved, don't listen. I thought that your voice was so alluring. It was one of my favorite characteristics about you. But this, obviously your new one as well. But I could hear your voice singing from miles away. It kept me in, like, it's very lovey-dovey, sicky, gross. The things that they say to each other is all very thing. But yeah, they seem to sort of take it. And the Rose Knight says, Archfey Mesmera, if you would have them, I would leave these here as emissaries. Rarely have I found such pure love between two beings as these two, and I'd be delighted to have them in your service, to watch over you. And Mesmera is like, if the Rose Knight requests it, how can I refuse?
Goody.
My lord, how can I thank you for bringing us on such an event? It is only because you and your allies that my beloved Polonella and I are together again. And he comes up to shake your hand.
Not at all. It's quite the honor, and frankly, it's something we could all take away from this. That true love kills all.
What?
Destroys
what
everything.
Else? My good lord, what else? What else is there to believe in? And he just kind of looks at you. Huh?
Anyway, the thing is, Lucius is very enamored by the whole thing. It's very difficult to be Lucius right now.
Yeah, I'm like the opposite.
Yeah, I love the.
I love the tiny voice, but Ayla's like, eh.
I just love that in the 6 years of doing this, this is the thing that breaks Chris Trott's roleplay. Like, Trott is dedicated to roleplay, but this dandelion has broken him.
Yeah.
Dandelion broke Trot, and a tiny goblin broke Tom. It's like very small creatures that break them.
I'm learning. I'm learning what gets you.
Oh my god.
Thalia will sort of. Well, this honestly, this is a little bit more than I was expecting. I certainly wasn't expecting the very aspect of love to turn a bee and a flower into people to leave here with Mesmera, but I would very much like to. I think it best if I leave. Mez, I don't want to cause you any more pain. As far as I'm concerned, Heartspire is yours. I don't want to be. I rescind any claim on this place, and I won't come back. This place isn't my home anymore. It's yours. I don't feel a need to be here, but you will help my family and release them from the spell. Mesmera sort of like won't look at Thalia, but she says, yes, they won't know anything that has happened, but I will. If that is what you want, I will release them. Do you not wish to see them before you leave? Thalia sort of looks at Nova. She kind of cocks her head.
Yeah.
I don't think I do.
Yeah. You've met my parents. You've met my parents. You know?
It's not that. It's a lot's changed, and I'm definitely not the person they remember. I think I will. We definitely will come and speak with them, but maybe not right now. I don't think I'm ready for that. Not after everything that's happened here. I really want to get back to the Twin Star. I want to.
That's okay, but can you just not be like Quill and actually like maybe write to your parents or something like that? Just like, open lines of communication.
I write to them now. I know I'm halfway across the room, but I can still hear you.
I wasn't speaking to you.
But he can hear you. Like, unless you're telepathic, assume Quill hears you.
I'm just gonna whisper, like
he still hears you.
I'm just gonna whisper. I'm gonna whisper, "Hey Quill, piss off."
I'll try. I guess I'll go half a plane away. You want me to stop hearing you?
Pretty much, you got to get a good couple of miles away, like a mile away.
It's cool, just like looking at a wall or something.
He's just like, yeah, I don't know what Quill's doing. But yeah, I think Thalia will say, "I'll leave them a letter to be passed on." But yes, I'm not ready to face them just yet.
That's fine. That's fine. Hey, has anyone picked up the ring? That's Kim saying that.
Yeah, I was gonna pick it up.
Okay, so yeah, Sentry picks up the ring. Yeah, it's like a gold ring, 3 diamonds, 2 burnt out, 1 remaining.
Can I give it to Quill so Quill can have a look at it?
Sure, yeah. Give it to Quill.
I do have a pearl for identify.
You can ritual cast it.
I can ritual cast it, so yeah. When
Lucius saunters over and glances over Quill's shoulder.
What are you doing?
Is this any similar to the ring that we saw when we played that game?
Yeah, it's the same ring.
Yeah, it's the same game.
Good. And if you cast Identify, this is a ring of 3 wishes with 1 wish remaining.
Is there a curse on this, Quill? Is it evil?
None that you can detect. It is just a magic ring. You can cast the wish spell once. Whoever is attuned or wearing it, I don't know if it requires attunement actually. I will check that.
Do not give it to Ayla.
You're not going to believe this, Lucius, but the Ring of 3 Wishes was real after all.
What? I can't believe it. That's not it, is it?
As a point, it does not require attunement. A creature has to be wearing it, and you spend an action to cast the spell Wish. Once this wish is used, the ring becomes non-magical. It can't gain anymore.
Can I just have a look?
Sure. I mean, I don't know.
Lucius greedily snatches it.
Okay. I mean, I don't know how
And then he starts circling Nova and Thalia, just waiting for a moment, but hiding the ring.
Okay.
He's just glancing at Nova now and again, trying to make like eye contact.
Sure.
What's he doing?
We're just still chatting, like just like nonsense.
This is weird.
Circling people. That's weird, right? People don't circle people that often, right?
This is a bit. I haven't seen this behaviour in humans.
Thalia would just be like, Lucius, what?
Can I just have a moment with Nova a second? Sorry, I know it's very important, all the curse removing and all that.
Okay. Are you going to be okay, Thalia? I'm just going to, you're going to be okay. You can still stand. You can stand. You're fine. You're fine.
I feel
back
fine.
to being a badass and telling me to
Well,
shut
I don't know
up
about
and
that,
everything?
but sure, yes.
Okay. Just
He thumbs
stay
up
in my
Thalia,
island.
and then just spins Nova around, and then like puts his hand on her
Whoa!
shoulders, like, and backs her into a corner.
What are we doing?
What sort of cultures and traditions do you have about eternal bondage, that sort of thing? Because
Bondage?
this could be the perfect ring. And he holds up the diamond ring like really close to Nova's eyes.
Please tell me that Quill can hear all of this stuff that Lucius is
Quill
saying.
hears all of it, yeah.
I mean, I'm
Well, what's
walking
he
up
saying?
to it.
Like
He's
a
talking about
ritual
eternal bondage.
to in love forever, and it's a nice big ceremony and full of.
Oh, you're talking about bonding, not bond. Yeah, okay. That
What do you
conversation
mean?
was going a really different direction in
What
my
else
head.
could it mean?
Nova's
Um,
corrected him.
Right.
Are you talking about a wedding?
Yes, you. Yes, you should use this. Use it.
What?
Sentry,
I've
I
only
think
done-
Lucius just proposed to Thalia for
Look,
Nova
honestly,
or something
she's
like
a
that.
great catch, and
I mean,
she could slip
known
away at
this
any
a couple of
moment.
months.
Put a ring on it.
You know
I've only known
about the fact
Put
that
a ring on it.
really
You can't make
It's a really
me,
powerful
you can't push
thing.
me into this corner like this.
Okay, fine,
This is
it's
a
your
really
choice,
big
but if
moment.
you don't do it,
What? What are you
take
gonna
your
do?
time. And he hands her the ring. Just shoves it in her hand.
Wait, is this
well,
better
there may be
grass?
someone
No pressure.
Nova
And he
that
walks away.
very powerful item before she maybe proposes to her girlfriend with it, and
He
they
just
accidentally
like walks
the
away,
words
brushing
that
and straightening his clothes.
Nova, a second. Just another second.
Oh, who wants a
if you
second
have
of
the
my time now? Does everyone want a
Yeah.
second of my time?
Well,
Ah, Farmer Q!
this is
there's
more
also
of
a
a
thing you did that
reactionary.
was really cool earlier with Tiangong. How that was amazing, by the way.
Oh, yeah. What? I'm trying to remember if Tiangong's still here, if the Echo was still here, or it got destroyed. No, it got destroyed because it.
No, I think
martyred
he
itself for
reactivated it.
Lucius.
You did
Oh,
reactivate it, but
I
think that's
destroyed it
second
again
one.
to save.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's been a lot today. My
Yes,
brain. Is,
You should start planning.
What? Planning what?
They're just the
I can
next
do it.
steps of saving the Aerois. That's what I meant.
If you give me a day, I can get something ready.
What's ready
the
with
what-
what, Sentry?
With the the thing about the the ceremony and all this,
Yes. I'll help.
No, but it's a ring of wishes. Don't give it to
Yeah.
Thalia because she might accidentally say it, and I don't really want to waste that,
Oh
that,
my
yes.
gosh! I don't want this. I don't want this. Take
I
this
think
away.
Bird
Give it
keeps
to
it.
because I'm just
Okay,
I'm
I'll
gonna
take-
accidentally say something, and then the next thing you know, I've asked for like cupcakes or something like that, and it's just gonna. Take this away. Somebody take this away from
I'll
me
take
right
it.
now.
I'll take the
Lucius.
ring.
Body dives and snatches it before Quill does. I'll take it.
Okay. Okay.
I'll keep it safe.
Will
Quill.
you?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's not going to go anywhere, is it?
Don't wear it. Don't wear the ring.
He puts it on.
Do not put it on.
No, I'm not going to do it.
I would like to say that Kim, the player, very nearly just said "I wish" and then just nonsense. I really had to bite that back. I
I
really
wish,
had to bite
Lucius.
that.
All his innards were outside.
Luckily, I know that was Chris Trott saying that. So,
I wasn't Lucius's voice, was it?
whilst you are having this conversation in the throne room, like you look over and like Mesmera is like crying into Rosemeadow. Like Rosemedow's like,
Oh my
they are like
God.
having like a real like Rosemedow's trying to help her overcome like a lot of this stuff, and like Thalia's like, we should really leave. Like we should get out of here. I don't think we should stick around for too much time. I mean, if you need to rest, like let's just find somewhere in the city. Like let's give her some peace. I'm just grateful to be alive.
If we intend to leave, I can take all of us straight back to Aerois now. In fact, can I rebind the Feywild stone to right here, or do I have to find a new stone?
I believe you can use the same stone. You can't do it in this throne room. There is something which is preventing the Wayfinder's Guide from allocating it to this spot.
We should really fuck off.
But no, it's more that, like, this is like the heart of the Archfey's domain, and the rules of the Wayfinder's Guide. It looks like it just can't. There's something that prevents the Wayfinder's Guide from assigned to this spot. You could probably go into the city and put it somewhere in the city, or like in the center of the city. You could probably put it at like a market square or something like that, but not in the Heartspire tower.
But
I think before we go anywhere, I think Ayla might go over to Mesmera and be like, we didn't really say anything about where we're from, by the way, and we're gonna leave you in peace and quiet away from our noise, but we're from Aerois, and we're kind of having some problems with Callus Starbane, Zarkira, and Hadar right now. So if any problems come to you from any of those big three, give us a message. We can maybe help, because
I saw a little
all
of
bad.
Your world through when when is it Nova tried to contact me. I saw a little of your world. I mean, so far Valkyrian has left me and Heartspire alone. There are far more prosperous and more powerful cities here on Lunaria, but thank you for your assistance. It's not that I don't trust you, but you are all... This is difficult. But yes, I will keep that
Totally
in mind.
Fair. I get it.
I think...
People don't warm to me very well.
It's not just you, all of you. I mean, you have come here with a woman... I mean, I don't think I need to really say anything more, but...
Nope. I just want you to know that this is a kind of a nice planet too, and I had a planet, and Starbane kind of killed it, so I don't want that to happen here, because I don't know what his plans are overall, and I'm just saying, there's a mutual potential enemy out there, and I think that when you get your kingdom all back to its glory and everything, that we could be some good allies. I'm doing diplomatic things, guys.
You're doing great. All you need to know is that if you have any need of us, then contact me over anyone else. But find a way to contact me, and we should be able to get to you as soon as we can. Whether it's Graz'zt, or if you need help repelling any threats or rebuilding this city. We want to help as much as possible. We don't want to leave this place and sever any ties the moment we go. And also, if you ever need any help, or in any way you want to recover, I don't know the right words, but I'll kind of gesture to my wing and my mechanical wing. If you ever need my help with anything, just let me know.
She looks at you, and there is a faint hint of a smile. And I think actually Rosemeadow puts her hand on Mesmera's shoulder, and she says, "Well, actually, Quill and everyone, I was sort of thinking that maybe I would stay here for a little bit, and because I can do what Quill, I can help Mesmera heal her wings, and I was thinking I could stay and help her do that. It's going to take me some time, but also I can learn a bit more. I can find my people, the ones that you helped save. Maybe Mesmera can help me find them, and you can always come back, right, Quill? You've got the book. You can come and we can meet up, and I can come back to Aerois again in the future. But I just thought that I think that right now what Mesmera needs is, I think she could do with a friend.
I think of no one better for that, Rosemeadow. It'd be amazing.
Thank you, Sentry. Thank you all so much. The fact that you brought me here and you helped me learn about being a unicorn and you helped save all those people and everything else. I'll never forget that, but I think that she needs my help more than Aerois does. But, in my shop, there are recipes for all of my lotions and my shampoos and all the things. So if you need them, you just help yourselves, okay? And I'm sure you can find somebody else who can mix them all up. And make sure you put some rose quartz by your bed to draw away all the negative energy and things like that. And
Rose quartz. Okay, got it.
We will miss you, Rose Meadow.
Oh, that was the other thing. Well, I was sort of thinking that if you need to contact me, I maybe I shouldn't. Well, call me Hope.
Lucius grips his heart at that. It's okay.
What's a perfect name? Yeah. Oh, Nova just gives her a big hug. I'm like, that's a beautiful name, and you're a beautiful unicorn, and thank you.
You are a beautiful little blue cloud, and you have a sparkly sword, and I love you so much. And she squeezes you tight.
And I'm really sorry I left you in the swamp. Bye.
She Rose Meadow, as you go to leave, she grips your arm, and she's still stronger than you, and she looks you dead in the eyes, and she leans in. I forgive you.
Christ, there's a killer instinct there.
I don't think I forgive myself though, so.
Yeah. Well, I think Rose Meadow would come out, or Hope would come over and give everyone a hug. Everyone gets a big hug, centaur hug.
Yeah.
Hope, Hope. It will take some time getting used to, but if we are not back for a while, then you can hug me as tight as you want. I can take it.
Feathers a few feathers.
Con save.
Yeah.
Yeah, con save. You were dead.
Yeah, Sentry will give her a big hug back. Big old squeezy hug.
Yeah. I think she especially is just she would probably say something to Sentry I don't think I would have come up with this name without you, Sentry.
You're incredible. Never forget that. You bring hope to so many people. It's perfect.
Goodbye, my friend. She just hugs.
Goodbye,
I think
Hope.
there's a kind of a proper kinship between Sentry and Rose Meadow, because you guys obviously have a lot of sort of in common, I think. So, yeah, I think
then Sentry will go up to Mesmera after their hug, and she'll start rattling around in a little potion bag.
Okay.
And she'll get out a potion of healing. She'll be like, it probably won't do much for you, but wounds can heal. Be kind to yourself.
She'll sort of as you're offering it to her, she'll close your hands around it, and she'll say, "You have a very sweet heart, Guardian. I have a feeling that if your enemies are things like Callus Valkyrian and Graz'zt, you will need this far more than I. Wounds do heal, but magic's not going to help that. Potions won't help heal my hurts. But I think that maybe you've brought me somebody who can." And she'll look over at Rose Meadow.
Take care of yourself.
We might not be your friends yet, but I hope you can at least call us acquaintances.
Always be here.
I need to stop now. I think I've done too much being nice for a month.
Yeah, you look exhausted.
Yeah, Kyrie probably comes up to Quill and is like, "Can we go home now? It's scary."
Oh, yeah, we can go. First, let's leave the tower and find a place in this city to attune the book, and then we can go straight back to Gusthaven.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Anything before anybody goes? Yeah.
Just as we file out, I think if Nova's maybe the last to leave and just turns around and just thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. If it wasn't for you, I'm sorry for inflicting my pains on you. If it wasn't for you, I don't think I ever would have had closure. I would have been that thing's puppet. As painful as all this has been. Thank you. It will take me a long time. But I hope that one day Thalia can return to Heartspire, and perhaps, if not friends, we can at least be colleagues in helping build a better world.
And at least that's an option now.
She just nods in your direction. I think she would probably say, just before you leave, this is a bit off the cuff, so it might not work 100%, but she will just say in a clear voice, What do you call yourselves? Do you have a name for your group? Do you have a title that I can gather you all together under?
Oh, I think we were calling ourselves the Storm Chasers. Yeah, Oh, they've gone. Storm Chasers.
We were calling ourselves the Storm Chasers. Yes, I'll peek from around the door. Sorry, I heard Nova.
He can hear everything.
Panicking back there. And if you ever contact us, if all is well, remember clear skies.
She just nods. And she will say in a clear voice, the Storm Chasers are always welcome in Heartspire. May they always find rest and peace here. And you do feel this kind of like magic kind of pulse through. You guys can take a long rest.
Oh! Is that one of the three?
For now, like, she can always take it back and it's not going to take the long rest away, but like the magic is enough to empower you with a long rest.
I see.
And she can change it in the future, but yeah, it's like it's something, it's a little bit perhaps
now.
Yeah. She can do, yeah. At least from the tower. But yeah.
Cool.
It doesn't, just to speed things along, it really doesn't take much, Quill, to like just head down, and even in front of the tower, you sense the Wayfinder's Guide can use that spot. It's just that the tower grounds themselves seem to be the Archfae's domain, so you can't use that. In the same way that you couldn't use the Wayfinder's Guide like inside a Titan's domain, the Wayfinder's Guide wouldn't be able to like have that as a location.
Okay.
It's almost like its own demi-plane.
The demon guards, are they? I mean, they were outside the door.
Actually, as you're making your way down the tower, there's a couple of things because you go past loads of encounters that I had planned. You actually, as you leave the throne room, you have to take like a kind of floating platform down. Like it's like there's just like a shaft with this platform that lowers down. And as it lowers down, you see what appears to be it looks like it's a gazebo, but the gazebo, it looks like it is like a creature in disguise because it's got tentacles and it's holding a bunch of devils in place. It's like slowly crushing the life out of these devils. And it's like, and you watch them sort of vanish, and you see this gazebo. Once it finishes, it reverts and it looks like a perfect gazebo in this beautiful garden, like a botanical garden. It was a giant mimic, and it was disguised as a gazebo over the platform that you used to ascend with.
Well, we're gonna fight a gazebo.
That encounter, yeah. You make your way through what looks to be like a grand library. Like as you make your way through a corridor, you make your way through like a spiraling library, and there are like dozens of dead or unconscious, slowly returning back to their plane, fox-headed demons that look like they are wizards. They're all dressed like wizards. They're all like completely knocked out or destroyed. Looks like the Rose Knight knocked them out as they were coming, or like fought them as they came up.
Library.
And then finally, you come into like the main grand floor chamber where you would have entered if you come into the tower at the first floor. There are 36 animated suits of armor that have basically like formed up into a defensive position because they're all around. Oh no, it wasn't 36. It was something like 18, but like 18 animated suits of armor, all like in alcoves, and they're all sort of like moving as if they've just finished fighting, basically. And they're now sort of like throwing devil bodies out. Yeah. That was 3 encounters that were in the tower.
Damn.
Nova, I never said thanks for the arcane gate. This would have been trouble otherwise.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Make sure you hold on to that one. It's useful. Anyway, the gem, I think I can attune it to here. So if we want to head back to Gusthaven, I can do it right now.
Do you want to go to Gusthaven or do you want to go to Horizon?
If you want to go back to Horizon, which makes more sense. I don't know why I had Gusthaven in my head.
I don't know.
Say the word.
I'm just checking.
I've always got it in my head.
We could go to either, but I mean, yeah, Horizon makes way more sense. I suppose. See Danica?
Yep.
Get
Make
the
yourself
latest.
known.
Sure. All right.
Cool.
Is that plan? You're going to head back to Horizon?
Yep. Reattune that Feywild crystal to right here, and
Sure. So tune to
head back
Heartspire.
to-
Lucius takes a big look around, trying to like memorize everything. Maybe it might be the
Yeah,
last time he sees the Fae for a while.
Could be like the beautiful, strangely colored trees and plants, the fairy tale buildings. Even though, they have been sort of not well looked after, this place is still very magical. It's the kind of place that Lucius probably saw in like storybooks and things like that. This is very Disney-esque, this location, and the colors are highly saturated. All the plants are these weird alien plants. It does remind you of you remember seeing the paintings back in Rose Hall. It reminds you very much of those paintings that you once saw. But yeah, you take it all in, and then cool, you're gonna smash the gem, or
Smash
push the
that
gem,
like
not
button.
smash it. Smash that like
And,
button. Subscribe
Yeah.
to Horizon.
Subscribe to Horizon.
Yeah, you guys all feel you feel the familiar sensation, the Bifrost kind of multicolored cylinder of light surrounds you, and you are all pulled away back towards Aerois. You feel your bodies kind of lurch with that sudden sense of movement. But for the first time, you feel your bodies come to a stuttering halt, and the pressure of magic building around you as something is halting your teleportation just before you reach Horizon. You are beginning to worry, like you can feel this magic building around you, like crushing you, as if a great force is pressing you against a wall. And Quill, you actually feel the Wayfinder's Guide surge with magic, and all of the remaining gemstones like activate as if they were using it, and it draws power. The book uses all of its charges and all of the gemstone charges, but you manage to break through whatever barrier has been stopping you. The Wayfinder's Guide uses all of its current available magic, not permanently, but draining its charges to push you through whatever is blocking. And you arrive back in your suite in Horizon, completely fine. Like you arrive and like, ugh, what was that? But you all notice it. And yeah, the Wayfinder's Guide completely drained. No charges left on anything.
What was that? Did anyone else feel that?
Yeah. What was that?
I don't want to add teleportation to my list of types of travel that I don't like. That was not nice. What happened?
No, something was
Quill.
almost stopping us from getting here.
Quill, you can hear it. You hear from the window, even though the Citadel of the Reborn is at the back of the city, high up, and this is a very well defended structure, you can hear the sounds of battle from the streets, from the sky. You can hear like shouts and screams and battle cries and tactics. You can hear the sound of fighting coming from somewhere in the Citadel, bouncing down and echoing off the corridors. Your suite is empty. There is a big window that looks out onto the city from this window. You also have your private rooms, which all the doors are shut to, but you all have your private rooms, as well as Arvel's, like the guest room where Arvel and Petal were staying. That's all closed. Nothing seems out of place with the room, but yeah, there is a large window.
I want to run over to that and sort of beckon everyone over to see what's out there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it could be, airship or something.
Yes, in fact. You see airships, a number of airships flying over Horizon. They all look heavily modified, all bearing black and purple colors. You can see armored troops, like Quill's, incredible eyesight and vision as a bird, and aided by the Eye of the Storm, you can see it looks like Valkyrian troops, but Quill, you actually, because you've got such a high passive perception, you spot that amongst the troops are creatures like Naga and Mind Flayers, and they are basically leading troops. The city defenders are fighting them off, and it's not like this is a losing battle, but there is clearly an ongoing conflict going on. You can see ships. The ships, at least one ship, seems to be fighting other Valkyrian ships. There is like one Valkyrian ship that is like currently fighting two others, like exchanging volleys of fire. You also see you would see 2 of them, I think. You remember the metal dragons? Upgraded versions. You see metal dragons, but these ones seem to have greater enchantments placed upon them, and they are like swooping over the city. And these things seem to be, enhanced versions of them.
Can I see? I'm asking for more out of this perception, but the Valkyrian upgraded airships, if they're airships, they're from Aerois. Is there any sort of insignia of like the nation they are from? Or
these look like they look built. They look custom built. These don't look like these are like I say modified. These look like airships that have been designed in the Valkyrian style. Is probably what I should have said.
Okay.
These don't look like these have been hijacked from somewhere else.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like one of the Valkyrian aligned nations
turned. Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was, but these have been sort of like armored and equipped for battle to represent more like the Valkyrian starships. These look more like them. Like they don't have like the open topped like sailing ship design. These have like enclosed. These almost look like little sci-fi frigates, like kind of like air transports kind of thing.
I mean, everyone else is out the window with me, right? Seeing this too.
Yeah. As you are looking, you hear a kind of like you hear a thump. One of the doors in your suite opens, and you hear a "I'm not letting you take us alive, you son of a bitch!" And like you hear a crossbow bolt.
Pavel!
Whoa! Okay, that was very
thank
close.
God, thanks, Jessica. Oh my goodness. You're back. Where have you been? They're like, holy shit, by the gods. Pedal, it's all right. It's them. It's our friends.
How long has it been?
You've been gone 4 or 5 days, I think. You've been gone from us. This has been going on a few hours now. It's been I started hearing and seeing the ships arrive, and they started attacking the city and pulled Pedal into. We've been barricading up. Just trying to wait and find out what's going on. But
she knew we weren't here. She knew we were in the Feywild. She's reported
back
it.
Now.
Yeah.
Almost, Arvel. You almost hit me, but we are back now.
All right, good. Well, I don't know what the plan is. The guards, I've not seen or heard anybody. We've just been on our own. I think that this attack's completely taken people by surprise. I can hear fighting somewhere going on, but
is it happening? I'd hate to say this, but just on Horizon, or is it a coordinated attack all across the road?
I wish I knew, Lucius. I can't say.
We need to get to someone that knows.
Petal kind of like sticks her head out and it's like, "Oh, Sentry, you're all right." And like Petal comes over and checks on you, Sentry.
I'm okay. Are you okay?
Where's Vala?
Arvel's looking. They were. Her and Max were in the library doing research. We haven't.
We're going there first. We gotta go and find her. This could be. They could be looking for her.
Quill, you get a message. You get a sending spell. Repeat, Storm Chasers. This is Reign of Horizon. Please, if you receive this message, respond. Horizon under attack. Valkyrian forces need aid.
Yeah, I'll basically say that we're back and able to help out in any way.
Okay. You get a few moments later. You get another sending spell. Thanks, Siaska. Had no idea where you were. Attack began a few hours ago. Danica fighting giant dragon. At least 2 more. Is the message you get back.
Okay. I want to do a sending to Prince Aradan in Gusthaven.
Okay.
And in 25 words, ask, say, sure. Horizon is under attack. How is Gusthaven right now?
Okay. Yeah, you get a response back like, Gusthaven is fine. No attacks here. Does Horizon need aid?
I'll send another one. I mean, it's costing spells,
sure.
But any aid you can send would be much appreciated. And then I'll kind of try and detail what's attacking. Airships, 2 dragons, things like that.
Actually, I'm sorry, Quill. I'm going to retcon that. Get your spell slots back. When you try and send Aradan, it doesn't work. I forgot something was currently in place.
Yeah, because they wouldn't have been able to get through anyway.
We were struggling to get back as well.
Rain would have sent aid. Yeah, I forgot about the barrier that's currently in place around the city. Not that you can see one. Cough, cough, meta knowledge.
I I can't send a message to Aradan. I don't know how he's doing.
He's dead.
Oh no. This is the worst.
Sorry.
I wish for Prince Aradan to be alive.
You are so lucky that I know when you're fucking joking.
Come on.
I mean, yeah, but if you say the wrong words, I'm gonna be on you like a son of a bitch.
You're gonna accidentally say, "Oh, I wish we did this," and then it's gonna go off.
I wish my hair were purple.
So did we also get? I got the message from Rain, right?
You got the message from Rain. Yes, that did happen, but the message to Aradan doesn't work.
Yes. Well, I'll say. So it was that Danica is fighting 2 of the dragons. That was the message.
Danica is fighting a giant dragon construct to at least 2 more.
Should we aim for a dragon?
We should probably aim for a dragon. It's just a question of how. They are very up there, and I mean, I can up there, but can you guys up there? Well, we are currently quite up there. But if we go down there to join the fight, then we need to go up more. You know.
You saw what I did at Harshbar. I can do that again.
No, don't need that.
Just say the word. And she's pointing.
I can summon Alnissix and fly.
Yeah, I can fly like a little bit, but not nearly as high as I would need to.
I can make some of us fly.
I mean, you could also just, there are routes up to like where Danica would be. Like you could just go through the keep. Yeah. You don't have to fly. Flying would be the fastest way.
The dragons are currently flying though, right? Like
yeah, there are 2. So there is at least 2 that you saw, and they're flying around the city. Like from this window, you see one is like fighting something in the city, and another one is like flying around the keep and attacking. You don't know where this third one is.
We just need to find a way to ground, ideally one of the dragons. At worst,
Lucius.
2 of them, ideally one of them.
Lucius, you receive a sending spell. You hear Vala's voice. Friends, is that you? I think you're here now. Zarkira is attacking Horizon. She's magically blocked teleportation. I can't use my rifts. She's after me with these metal spiders.
That was Vala. I just had a message. Oh. Zarkira's attacking. This is her. And she's blocking the magic.
Where is she?
Where was she?
What message you got?
She didn't say. But she's
sending spells limited to 25 words.
Someone said library. Arvel said library. I heard the word library.
Petal said library, but yeah, that's the last place we saw him, yeah. You can respond, Lucius. You have 25 words you can respond with, by the way.
I'll ask where she is and if she needs help. Otherwise, we're going to help Danica with the dragons.
You get a response with... had to flee library, making way to council room, ward stronger... Need help. Creature strong. Max injured. I don't know if that's 25 words, but you get the...
We gotta go for her.
What was it? Yeah. The room? Third room? Ward.
The council room. Where you had the meeting. Yeah, it's where you had the big meeting. Because the wards were stronger there.
We're going to the council room now. She needs help.
Okay.
Let's go now then.
I'll just say, me and Petal will stay here. I'll protect her as best I can. We'll stay hidden as best we can. Good luck.
Okay.
Thalia, Thalia, Kyrie, and Big Cat and all that with you as well. It's like I can try and make my way to the Twin Star. I can try and sneak my way there, but I think Kyrie should stay here with Arvel and Petal if they're safe here. What do you want me to do?
We could definitely use the Twin Star in the sky. I think it worked really well last time.
Sure.
So if you think you're okay with that, then you're okay with that.
It will take me some time, but.
I can make you invisibly.
That would help a lot. Make Big Cat invisible, in fact. He's going to be more noticeable
it's fine.
Me. Okay,
I can do both
if you can do both of us, that'll help a lot. I'm pretty sure we can reach the Twin Star without being detected if we're invisible.
Okay, I love you, bye. And then I kiss her on the cheek, and as I kiss her on the cheek, pop, invisible.
Sure. Yep, she vanishes. You probably feel her just sort of like squeeze your arm and maybe... like squeeze your hand, actually, like the invisible squeezes your hand. And you just hear like an invisible, like, good luck, friends. We'll try and get to the ship and we'll try and give you some cover from the air. And then, Thalia's going to disappear. And that's where we're going to take a little break. It's break time. It's break time.
God damn.
And when you said we need to find Valor, I was like, I've got a spell for this. It's part of the Wayfinder's Guide, which is now out of charges. I was going to do Locate Creature, and you completely bust my butt.
Yeah, I don't have that anymore. I got rid of that spell out of my spell list, unfortunately.
Well.
Are there any trees?
Maybe. That could be. I mean, there's certainly trees in Horizon. Room. There's like parks and stuff here, for sure. Not in the council room, probably. But
we should buy them like a plant so we can use it.
Yeah, go for a little daisy or something.
Here, I've gifted you this small tree.
Bonsai.
You have to put it here.
You must carry this bonsai with you at all times, so I can teleport to it.
Bursting out of a bonsai.
Yeah. It's only bonsai time.
It's only 500 feet on Tree Stride, unfortunately. It's kind of like Dimension Door, but between trees. But yeah, cool. All right, let's take a quick break.
That's the one.
Amazing.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Well, let's have a quick breaky, and then when we come back, let's defend Horizon from. Wait, hang on. How do the metal dragons sound? No, wait, don't spoil it for me. I want to hear it when it happens.
I'm not spoiling
it. I need an upgraded
absolutely.
metal dragon noise. I need it.
Oh yeah, 2.0.
Sure.
Yeah. Have they worked on their voice box? They should have.
I really hope these dragons kill Quill. Just so like, your voice is stupid.
I wish.
It's not your
the metal
voice.
Dragon sound.
It's the metal dragon
It's
sound.
the last thing Quill hears in his life.
Oh.
Yeah.
Voice of God.
Break time.
Nice. Do the thing.
Zoom on his face. Zoom on his face so they don't see us.
I mean, you can just leave. You don't need it to be on Tom's face to leave. I'm going to be biscuits.
Pajama bottoms.
So.
Yeah, I prefer it. Oh my God.
There it is.
Hi there. Welcome back to the donation corner. That's right, where you've donated and I read them. That's how this works. We had a donation before the stream began from Big Goth Booty GF with a $250 that says, I finally got my hands on the Quill plushie, so I am one happy birdie. Currently doing my own D&D session, so I wish you all good luck and a very healthy, totally not about to die Thalia conclusion when I get to see the episode later. #clear skies. Amazing. Thank you very much. Ducat has donated a $50, and they say, clear skies, just got done digging out from a good old-fashioned blizzard, and now I get to chill with game. Amazing. Thank you very much, Ducat. We do not have any kind of weather like that, fortunately. So thank you very much, Ducat. Demi Woo has donated with no sleep for me tonight, so sending donos for good vibes and great rolls and Nova/Thalia love. Love you guys. Thank you very much. Mere Kitty has donated with, as always, thanks for sharing your glorious adventure. Looking forward to watching the full stream on my break tomorrow as my shift, my 10-hour shift starts at 4 a.m. I'll wish you luck and hope your character stays safe. Hopefully, you can wish me luck too. Clear skies. I will wish you luck. A 4 a.m. start. That's brutal. Best of luck, Mere Kitty. Drew Mark 9 has donated with, all of you inspired me to start my own D&D campaign after not knowing much about the game. We're doing a play-by-post campaign set in Ravenloft, and it's going great so far. P.S. Finally caught up on Aerois and can watch live. Roll high. Welcome, Drew Mark 9. Thank you very much, and enjoy your Ravenloft campaign. I was about to say Curse of Strahd. Not quite. Well, kind of. Little Pink Dragon has donated $67 dues. I don't know what that translates to, but thank you very much. Stunning Skies. Earlier this month, I started my first ever career and I got my first paycheck the other day. I just wanted to say thank you for helping me through a tough time, so thank you. Congratulations, Little Pink Dragon. That's amazing. And thank you very much. Dreaming Drama with a $250 says, I'm so glad I can watch live for a change and got me a Quill huggable. And I would have loved a stat t-shirt, but the sizes, are we ever going to get more in stock? That's a good question.
No, sorry. No.
There's the answer. Good answer.
We're going to be transitioning out of some of the t-shirts in the store relatively soon.
Yes, watch that space and also watch the Twitter space and also watch the before the episode space where we talk about merch and all those things. But yeah, there you go. Galistan has donated with the party I'm running for is gearing up to fight Hadar in my custom campaign setting after 3 years. Shame Quill didn't pick up any information about the 4 epic level spells they'll use to pull the Elder Evil out of the star from Dawnweaver's visions. Dreamweaver? That's a different thing. I didn't find out about that. I imagine I didn't, because Mark's Hadar is for certain going to be very different to regular Hadar. Lol. Darth Fabulous, clear skies from Washington, still on VOD Squad for a bit longer, but just wanted to show some love on my birthday. Happy birthday! I'll be spending it playing D&D as my edgy boy Dumpir, Twilight Cleric. May the dice gods be ever in your favor. Thank you very much, and enjoy that game on your birthday. Omaga Thief, mixing up my ths and fuzz for th and th, you know? Anyway, Omaga Thief, can't watch for the next 3 weeks, so I'll just have to join the VOD Squad for that time. That's okay, that's great. Remember, there is also, I say there's also podcasts. I didn't put last week's up, did I? I'll do that tonight. Sorry. Ravager4 has donated with...
So professional.
Couldn't catch you guys last week, but Mark, I have to agree. Graz'zt default stat block is a bit trash. As the big bad evil guy of my own campaign, I had to beef him up into a multi-phase Final Fantasy-esque battle to pose any threat to a 20th level party. Well, we'll get there. I'm sure we will.
Yeah, the way that I would do Graz'zt is he wasn't fighting you on his home turf. And there's some bullshit magic like to you were fighting kind of like a reflection of Graz'zt, not the actual Graz'zt. Generally, any big monsters like that these days, you have to make them mythic encounters where they have like multi-phases and multiple HP bars and they get loads of cool abilities. At least also like triple their hit points. Like any monsters like those CR20 monsters, fucking triple their hit points. Because I'll tell you this, these guys can do about 200 to 300 damage a round. And yes, they're very well equipped. They've got lots of very good magic items, but a normal D&D party wouldn't be that far behind them. So
we're gods.
Basically, yeah.
There you go.
You know what else is godlike?
What is?
Churros. Hell yeah.
I thought you were
going to say NordVPN.
I also was like, oh, he's going to do a sponsored bit. Like, you know what else is godlike? NordVPN, because it protects you from... But no, he was like, churros.
That'd be professional, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah.
He's off to go subscribe to NordVPN because it's a really good service and you should get it right now to protect your internet from ne'er-do-wells.
But I would just, what if I give up? What if I change my mind in 30 days, though?
Well, that's okay, Mark. As long as it's within 30 days, it's a full money-back guarantee. So you're not spending a penny. Just make sure you set a reminder for yourself, unlike me, who ends up subscribing to World of Warcraft for 2 years without remembering.
Who does that?
Yeah, who does that?
What if you're a galactic warlord with simulacrums who is trying to invade a city and doesn't want pesky people teleporting in? Does NordVPN help with that?
No. Why would you do that?
You need XPN. It's our Kira personal network.
That's for the internet, Kim. That's crazy. That's putting a lot of pressure on NordVPN right there.
I'll tell you what isn't silly.
What's that?
That's a little Quill plush from freshmerch.co. That's not silly. Look at that boy. Look how happy he is. He can see so much with that eye. His little chicken legs.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Look at that leg.
Not a flying toy.
Complete with wing.
Wing. This bird's got wing. I love that advert. I think the Quill advert and then the D&D Beyond live action thing that we did are like two of my favorite things that we've ever made. I love it so much. So good. Speaking of D&D Beyond, they also sponsor this episode and you should go and check them out. It's really good. It's really handy. Makes things a lot easier. Makes it easy to customize monsters, edit them, copy bits. Like I was saying about Mythic Encounters, right? If you're a DM and you're like, but like Mark, writing out monster stat blocks is so hard. Like you can just make custom monsters by taking an existing one and just reskinning it. You can just give it a different name, rename its attacks. You save it as a completely unique monster just for you.
And if you're a player, it's like, this spell's really good, but it doesn't suit me. And like the wording, the description, you can change the name, the description. Like Lucius's Luscious Light is actually just a horrible tendril thing. I can't remember what it's called.
It's Hadar's. It's a Hadar spell, but that wouldn't have worked.
It's a bloody Hadar spell.
Yeah,
can't be having that.
Hadar, I think, and we were like, that wouldn't really work. So let's change it.
Also, I organized my character sheet the other day. I added a load of different because you can now compact a load of your inventory down into storage containers. So I made a component pouch that has all of my components for all my spells in there. I had it
all in your paid for components.
Wow.
Yeah, I now know that I have a diamond and it costs 500 GP, ready for raised head, just in my component pouch. Very cool.
Ready to go.
Containers section of D&D Beyond is very useful.
I use D&D Beyond's easily customizable features to troll the High Rollers wiki team and change Nova's name on a regular basis. So enjoy that.
Nice. All right. Speaking of Aerois and wiki, man, they've got a lot to write up this episode. Let's jump back in. So you guys have returned to Horizon, although not without complications. Some power trying to keep you at bay. The power of Hesper's Wayfinder's Guide managing to bring you here, but seemingly unable to contact anybody outside of the city. And now you have learnt that it is under attack. Many of your allies, Danica, Rain, and the city and the guards of Horizon are desperately trying to fend off this attack. There is something unusual. There are these great metal mecha dragons on the loose, but you've also now learnt that Valor herself is being pursued by Zarkira's simulacrum and some constructs.
God damn it. Not another simulacrum.
Well, there's one left.
Them off, one by one.
So
we're doing it.
So you guys are currently in your suite in the Citadel of the Reborn on the northern part of the city. What would you like to do?
I mean, we know where we're going. The council room is where Vala said.
Where Vala said she was heading. Yes, when she sent the message, when she sent you a message saying that that's where she was headed.
In that case, I think we should go that way to the council room.
All right, you're just going to book it through the Citadel's corridors, that kind of thing, basically.
Is the library kind of en route, or would it be
it would be near. It would be nearish by. Yeah, the Citadel. I haven't mapped out the Citadel of the Reborn because it's quite a massive structure. But you guys know your way around it. That you could. It's not on the way. You would have to maybe make a very slight detour to the library, but you can make your way in that direction and divert. But if you want to go the quickest route possible, straight into the council chambers, that's going to take you a unique route. Okay. You can use like staircases and corridors to just go straight there, whereas the library you do have to go to sort of the eastern side of the Citadel. Whereas the council chamber is at the very bottom, actually underneath the ground. It's like built into the middle of the island.
I think thinking that through, Lucius just suggests to go directly there because it's likely Valor will be there by the time we get there, rather than try and cross their path on the way and judge where they are. It's just easier to go to the council room directly.
Okay. Group happy with that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess if we hear any fighting or metal spiders in the route, then we can divert.
Those. I think before we go anywhere, Sentry's going to enlarge and get a Starbreaker ready to go, just in case.
Okay, just so for Sentry's knowledge, these corridors probably won't fit an enlarged Sentry. Like, a large creature can fit in here, but you would definitely slow the group down. Like, in a combat situation, you'll probably be okay. But, like, big movements, like, you're going to constantly be stooping to get through, like, hallways.
Okay.
And, like, you're going to have, it's going to probably be tricky for you to do that. Because it's probably going to take you, like, 10-20 minutes to reach the council chamber if you run there. Like, this isn't going to be like you're going to be there in like a minute or so. This is going to be like 10-20 minutes of running through the keep.
Just an on-the-fly refurbishment.
Yeah, just a
if you want to
silhouette
collade, you can collade it if you really want to.
Nah, I won't.
But,
I'll hold off.
Sure.
Also, just in the spirit of getting ready, can I manifest Tiangong? So that
ahead of time.
Ready to rock.
Yeah, sure. So, again, do you want to describe what that looks like? Because it's such a new.
I
cool
guess
thing.
as we as we step out of the room to go run, and as we're running, basically this kind of nebula of stars just forms out of Nova as she runs forward and then starts running next to her.
Wow. Nice. Lucius running on behind and just looks in awe at that as he sleights of hands the wish ring into one of Nova's pouches.
All right, sure. Make a sleight of hand check. Okay. Quill, you see this, no matter what.
Unbelievable.
Unless, because I don't think you can roll higher. Yeah. So anybody who's got a passive perception higher than 11, you see Lucius trying to put the ring in his pocket.
14.
14. So you're like, stop it.
Get off.
What?
And you probably hear Lucius, Virion, Elwyn, Elenasto. Please focus on the battle ahead. And that comes from the Tiangong.
Comes from Tiangong.
Sorry.
As a quick thing, can I get an order of who's up front? These corridors are about 10 foot wide. The staircases are about 10 foot wide as well. But yeah, give me a running order here. Who's in front? Who's behind?
I can go in front.
I can go in front.
Yeah, if it's a speed stitch, then I've got 50 feet of flying movement.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, but then Ayla can also...
You want to go ahead?
I can go 45 feet, so I can kind of try and somewhat keep pace with Quill. But I'll be a little bit behind him.
amongst the front with Speedy and Stompy.
Okay. I mean, Sentry's only got 30 feet of movement, so Sentry's not going to be any further ahead. Yeah.
Me and the bird.
So Quill and Ayla are up front. Sentry, Nova, or Lucius then Nova?
I'm probably at the back.
I'm technically behind because I was trying to slip the pouch in.
Yeah, we're at the back.
Lucius is at the back then.
Yeah.
All right, Lucius is at the back.
Yeah.
All right. It doesn't take you long. As you begin running through the corridors, most of the soldiers have cleared out, but after a couple of minutes, you kind of twisting and turning, and the corridor has, the keep has these corridors with lots of different passages. The interior of the keep is designed to be confusing for people that don't know it. You guys have spent enough time here where you know it quite well. After a few minutes, you do see the first signs of other guards. Unfortunately, they are dead. You find a number of the kind of city guards of Horizon in the sort of red tabards with golden trim. You find several of them dead, impaled. It looks like they've been impaled by large metal spiked weapons. Some of them even have long kind of metal shards sticking out of them like javelins, and they've just been stabbed into the walls, the stone walls of the keep. Some of them impaled up on the walls, some of them slumped into the corners with blood pooling out. And you see signs of a frantic battle kind of thing.
Do you recognize any of the weaponry or the projectiles or whatever that hit them?
Just almost like a long shard, almost like a splinter of metal, it looks like.
Oh.
And then the wounds themselves, you could make a medicine check for me, Quill, real quick.
Oh, medicine plus 6. Oh, I'm actually better than 23.
A little CSI, very quick CSI thing. At a quick glance, it almost looks like, there's two types of wound. A very heavy blade has cut several of the guards. So either a great sword or an axe, some sort of large bladed weapon, or maybe a scythe. The length of the cut is almost like a scythe. And then the kind of spear blasts that you've already seen. And then some of them have these big sort of, almost like they've been pierced by a lance, a kind of long, pointed tipped metal device, like a spike, has been used to impale them and then pulled free.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, what were you doing, Sentry?
Yeah. Anybody else?
I was just going to say, I imagine for Sentry, this is bringing back memories of Solvin, the Sundering and stuff, seeing the Valkyrian ships in the sky. So I think as they're running along, she's just trying to shake out these memories of Solvin, of what happened during the Sundering, and just trying to shake out that trauma.
Yeah, I think that as well. Actually, that's a good point. I think that you kind of get the sensations from some of the spirits that you took in from the City of Glass. Many of them would have having been warriors in Solvin at the time. Many of the kind of dormant spirits in the Matrix they can sense, they can see your memories, they can see what you see, and like you get this, there's kind of a mixture of unease and anxiety mixed in with this like need to fight and this need to win and not let this city fall. Like it's kind of all jumbled in together, this mixture of courage and fear and anger as well, all kind of mixed in there as well. And that's not helping, that's obviously that pushing up into you as well, like all these emotions and feelings from these other guardians. Yeah, that's great. I love that. So maybe like you kind of faltering as like the others are rushing ahead, you're like maybe like pausing or like, kind of taking moments when you see these guards, and maybe in Sentry's vision they're not guards, like maybe you see some guardians or like Solvin soldiers, like in the tabardry and heraldry of Solvin instead. You can hear the cries and things like that. Eventually you guys rushing through the corridors, you emerge, and you're not quite close enough to the council rooms yet, but you see creatures up ahead, sort of a good sort of probably like 50 feet at the end of a corridor. You can see, with stairs leading down, you see two creatures. One you would recognize very clearly as a Naga, so the kind of serpentine women that Zakira works with and you've fought before. This one appears to be just sort of dressed in armor, like very basic armor, like breastplate and shoulder pads and things like that. Doesn't have a weapon on them, but is kind of looking around, and then when they see you, they hear you and see you coming as you turn the corridor, she looks up and she gestures and she's just like, kill them. And you see rolling from a side corridor next to her is a giant brass ball, and it kind of rolls, and then its arms and legs unfold out of it like a giant spider, and it kind of like a droideka from Star Wars Phantom Menace. It kind of, and then it has all these like giant spiked limbs, and it has these like spines of metal sticking out of its front. And that's where we're going to roll initiative.
Cool.
Roy.
And just for the visuals, because I don't have a map, this is basically like a 50-foot corridor. It's about 10 foot wide. There are doorways and passageways leading off to the side. There is like a T-junction behind you where you've just come from as well. But that is pretty much where we at.
And we are all pretty much at the same area as each other, right?
You and Ayla, like at the moment, Quill, you and Ayla are like, I would say, you're like 45 feet away because you were moving up ahead, and then the others are behind you. So you and Ayla are actually at the front. All right. Ayla, I just need your initiative.
I can see through time. How is my initiative so bad?
Sorry, I get advantage on initiative. 21.
You don't know what time you're in.
Okay. Well, the first thing to act is the giant brass ball. And what it's going to do is it forms back into a ball, and it rolls down the corridor, and it's big enough that it fills the 10-foot space, and it just rolls up and comes right into Ayla and Quill's face, and it unfolds into blades, and it's just going to make 2 arm blade attacks against one against each of you. Unfortunately, Sentry, you're a little bit behind these guys, so unable to protection on these. So against Quill, that's going to be a 16.
I'll shield it.
Okay. And then against Ayla, that's only a 12. Terrible dice rolls. So these arm blades just like just completely scrape against either the hammer or against Quill's magic shield as you're kind of holding it up. But it's just, there's all these like whirling blades on this ball. Like the blades are constantly cycling around it, spinning around it at all times. Nova Vija.
So I'm behind everyone, right? So can I squeeze through this corridor to get to this thing?
Right now, Ayla and Quill, and then this ball fills the entire corridor. It's like a 10-foot wide corridor, 10 foot high. Like, this is why I was saying to Sentry, like, in battle, Sentry can move up and down it, but like if you were moving through, like trying to do corners and you were trying to like get through doorways, the large form would kind of halt you. This thing is only just able to like get down this corridor.
I'm just trying to figure out, like, basically how solid the echo is. Like, my thought process is, could the echo slip through and then I teleport and swap places with it?
It doesn't have insubstantial, I don't think.
Yeah.
If it had the insubstantial keyword, it would be able to. Let me just have a quick look. what it says, because I did have somebody, apparently Jeremy Clawford did confirm it counts as an object, not a creature.
Yeah.
Because you've already manifested it, so it's kind of running alongside you. Translucent.
It occupies its space. It does seem to occupy a space.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
so,
it does.
Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunately. Now it could try to, like, you can move through enemy spaces. It's just difficult terrain, basically. So it's half movement, and this thing takes up 2 squares. So it would cost 20 foot of movement to get past this orb.
20 foot. Okay, can I try that then, and like get it to squiz through? So it's like.
So you can move it 30 feet, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you would just be able to get it onto the other side. That would be the full, all of its movement to get to the other side of this thing.
All of its movement, and then can I bonus action teleport so I swap places with it?
So it appears 5 feet. So it's currently behind Sentry, who is behind Quill and Ayla, and then you appear behind it.
And then I'm gonna start attacking.
Sure.
Cool.
So first is a 26 to hit.
26 hits. Yep.
That is 17 points of damage plus 17, 18, 19 points of damage.
Sure. Yep.
That's a natural 20. That's a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Nice. On the 17, where was that extra 2 coming from, by the way?
That was the D4 of force damage.
That's right, the D4. That's nice. Yeah, cool. Cool. So natural 20. So max on the dice. So it's D8. So 8 max.
D8 and plus 9. 2D8 plus 9. So 16.
Well, one of those D8s is because the D&D Beyond doesn't do crits the way that I do them. So it's just 1D8 plus 9 and then 8. You get an 8 on top because it maximizes the dice.
8 on top. And then the 4 as well, like from the D4.
The 4 would be maximized and then rolled again. Yep.
Okay, cool. And then, sorry, what was the next step? Do I roll again? Roll damage?
So just do roll
1d8.
Yeah, roll 1d8 and 1d4.
1d8 and 1d4. Is that right? Yeah. 5.
So that's 5 plus 8, 13, plus 9 would be 22.
26, I think.
22.
26, yeah, because then the 4 for the... Yep, so 26 points of damage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
Tiangong's blade, the blue-purple blade of Tiangong's previous form, cuts through.
Another natural 20.
Another natural 20!
Roll, yeah. 2 in the same.
Wow, amazing.
What the hell?
Oh my god!
That's going to be another... so you roll...
So 21 plus a D8 and a D4.
Yep.
That is 8 points of damage.
29 points of damage. So yeah, Nova, you kind of teleport behind this thing, swapping places with the Echo, and then carving the blade through this thing. It just cuts through the brass metal like butter. And you can see loads of arcane Magitech gizmos at work, spinning these blades that drives these automatons inside.
And what are we seeing? Are we suddenly seeing this martial...
You see Nebula Tiangong kind of like phased forwards, sort of like sliding underneath the great orb creature. And then Nova, it seems to like turn to mist, and Nova appears behind it instead. And then, just these 3 sweeping blows cutting this thing apart.
Damn.
That's it. That's
Amazing.
all I got.
Amazing.
No, I mean, that's what, like 40, you did like 60 points plus the damage in a turn. Great stuff. We go to Ayla. At the start of your turn, Ayla, as you are next to this thing, you take 8 points of slashing damage.
Damn it, I haven't raged yet. You bitch.
So,
okay, I'm going to rage now. Thank you. And I'm going to just hit it twice. So the first one, 9 plus 15. I've got a plus 15 to hit now. 9 plus 15, I think.
24.
That hit. Yeah?
Does it? Yeah, it does. It hits, yeah.
Please say it hits. Dear God.
Yeah.
21 damage from the hammer plus 4 lightning.
It takes no damage from lightning.
bastard.
21 damage, yes? From the hammer?
Yes. 21. Yep. And then 20 to hit.
20 hits. I should say as well, when the lightning does hit this thing, it is sparkling with lightning. Not only does it have an effect, like the lightning is like...
Right.
That changes things.
So... 23 damage. I rolled a 10 on my damage, so 23 on the hammer.
Between
and then I will...
between Ayla and Nova, like, this thing, you've ripped parts of its armor plating off. Like, it's spilling screws and crystals onto the floor. It looks beaten up badly.
I'll choose not to zap it, seeing that it powered it up. Yep.
Sure. Okay. All right. Lucius.
Lucius just kind of taken back. Go on.
Oh, go on, Ayla.
Sorry. Before I do that, can I, instead of zapping it, can I try and make it fall prone? Can I make a strength save?
You can, yes.
Because I can use my reaction to instead
16.
Make it fail. It's prone.
Okay. It can't actually be knocked prone.
Yeah, it's a ball.
Because it's a ball of blades. It's just like, I realized when you were doing that, I was like, can't actually be knocked prone.
It might have rolled on its back like a turtle. I didn't know.
It does. It rolls on its back, and then it sort of just immediately rights itself. It just like...
Worth a shot. Worth a shot. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's like a Robot Wars robot. It just pops back up. Cool. Lucius.
Lucius is just kind of taken back by the absolute savagery that just goes on in front of him, and like Nova doing all this new crazy shit. And so
says the guy who
like,
throws acid and melts enemies all the time.
This is new to him, though. This is
fun.
True. He kind of lets out a bit of ice from his hand. You can see the ice forming on his hand. It's like, oh yeah, and then he's going to distance spell Frostbite, which is a cantrip. Okay. And send that 30 feet to hit this ball.
The ball? Okay. What do I need to do? Is this an attack roll or am I making a save?
It's a con save.
Okay.
19.
Natural 20, 24.
Oh, that's fucking sweet.
Oh, I didn't re-roll my portents.
And it's a cantrip, so that means nothing. Nothing happens. Cantrips don't have an effect on this. Cool. Any movement, Lucius? You're currently at the very back of the team.
Lucius shrugs. And
you have Tiangong Echo next to you and Sentry next to you.
I'll stay right there.
Okay. All right.
As long as it's not within melee range of this ball.
It's not within melee range of that ball. However, after you finish casting the spell, from a doorway behind you, it smashes open. Or like maybe it'd probably be from the alley, from like another corridor actually. Another one of these balls rolls in and is now, they're both at each end of the corridor, kind of sealing both ends. And it rolls in, and it will shoot one of its spear launchers. And it will shoot that at Sentry, and then it will, once it gets within range, it's going to attack you, Lucius. So Sentry, this is a ranged attack against you. That's going to be a miss.
Lucius on this one.
So you use your reaction to protect Lucius, and then it makes an attack with disadvantage, which I think is going to be a miss. Oh my god, my rolls! Yeah, it's a miss. So Sentry manages to like deflect this kind of launched shrapnel piece of spear, and then blocks in, stops its attack. Dead in way.
Yeah.
However, it is now next to you, Lucius. We go to Sentry.
Sentry's going to enlarge and bonus action full Starbreaker. I want to block the corridor so I can't roll forward.
Yeah, the one that's behind can't get past you. It's now kind of like Sentry's dividing this corridor in half. So we have Nova and Ayla fighting one ball on one side of Sentry, and then we have Lucius and Tiangong Echo and Quill. And Quill with that one as well. And then Lucius, Sentry, and Tiangong Echo on the other side of Sentry fighting another ball.
Yeah, that's my turn for the minute.
That's your whole turn, right? Because you've got to activate them both. I'd say you could have activated Starbreaker, but I think Starbreaker doesn't. I don't know how. I can't remember how long I said it lasts for. I think it's only a minute, right, or something.
It lasts a minute, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. You wouldn't have activated it. No. At the very back of the corridor, far behind the injured ball, the Naga is going to do. Ooh, Nova. She conjures a giant sort of crackling. Looks like a whip of lightning, and she is going to cast a spell.
I can't do anything.
25 to hit.
Well, I can. I can, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, that's gonna hit me a little bit.
All right. This is a witch bolt. This is 5d12.
Is it lightning damage?
Oh, God.
It is.
Is Nova within 10 feet of me?
Yes, she gets
Right,
resistance.
She takes half damage.
Yeah, she gets resistance.
Yeah. Nice.
33, so that would be half to 16.
The invisibility I cast on Thalia and Big Cat is a concentration. So, con saving throw. But I can
DC will be 10.
I can make it with advantage because I've still got Warcaster. I got a 22 and a 8. So I could have been bad.
Yeah, that's all she's gonna do back there. Keelek.
So Nova's the other side of this ball, right? From us.
You are on the same side as but Nova is on the other side of the ball to you and Ayla. Yes. So actually, she wouldn't have had the resistance because she would be 15 feet away. Because the 10 feet for the creature and then 5 feet on the other side of that.
Yeah.
She'd be outside that. So take another. Take 60 more lightning damage, Nova.
Owie.
Theater of the mind. Ayla and Quill, 10-foot ball, Nova.
Okay.
And then
and
the 22 con save would have still saved
that still would have
right?
passed. Yes. Yeah.
Do I take damage at the start of the turn?
Yes, you do. You are next to one of the balls.
I am. I'm stuck between a ball and a ball.
You take 8 points of slashing damage.
Nice. Ow. My bones. Well, just my skin. Yeah, just my feathers. Not much really. I would like to. Where was the spell? Guiding bolt. This thing. Right in front of us. So because I'm right next to a disadvantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm doing it at 3rd level. With a plus 14. Boom. 25 and even higher, 31.
Both hit. Yeah. Well, yeah. The first one hits.
66 of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bam. Not bad. 23 damage and advantage on the next hit. And I will try and tell Sentry to hold that one off as long as possible and get everyone else to focus on this so we can move ahead.
Okay, nice. The one that you just injured with the guiding bolt, the very first one that Ayla and Nova smashed up. Nova, you're the only one that this won't hit because as it's like falling apart, it is going to explode in a cone, which will hit everybody but God. Nova as it explodes in a cone of shrapnel. I need everyone to make a dex saving throw. Ayla, you have advantage because of danger sense.
Everyone,
yeah.
Lucius will get a +3 from me, I think.
Yeah, Lucius would.
21.
And Tiangong Echo does as well.
Oh, nice.
Does Tiangong make saves?
I believe so, yeah. Uses your saving throw bonuses. Yes, it does. But it would have a +3.
Cool, yeah.
Because it can take damage and be destroyed.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dex save. 23.
Easily enough. Anybody who got 15 or lower is going to take half damage. Anybody who got 16 or 24 points of slashing damage. Piercing damage. As this thing just... So, Nova, you're fine. However, the Tiangong Echo would still take half damage. So it will...
So it's... Yeah.
Do I take a quarter damage then? Wait.
Yes, you would, because you're raging, right? So,
what was the number
24 will be half to 12, half to 6.
6. Thank you.
You take 6. Not a spell, so Sentry's Aura won't help you on this one.
So wait, is this?
But this thing is like falling
dead
apart. It's not dead, but it is like it looks like it takes all of its broken pieces and just shoots them out in front of it. But it's still active.
Like a final stand.
Efficiency.
Yeah, Nova.
Back to me.
Nice and quick.
I'm going to.
And we have Ayla, then
bonus
Lucius.
Bonus action, manifest echo again. And within 15 feet, would that have it reform next to Lucius again where it was, or
if
not
you
quite?
wanted it to? Yeah.
Okay.
No, not quite. It would have to go 15 feet would basically put it inside Sentry when it can't manifest there because it's not an unoccupied space.
Okay.
Yeah, the only place is behind you, so between you and the Naga is the only unoccupied space at this point.
I'll do that then.
Okay.
And then I'm going to just start attacking again.
Sure.
That's what I'll do.
You have advantage from Quill's guiding bolt.
Yeah, on the first one.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
On the
so
first one, so
advantage on this first attack roll.
16 or a 25 to hit on the first one.
25 will hit, the 16 will miss, so the 25 hits. So the guiding bolt
nice.
actually guides the blade into the strike.
6 and 9.
It's like a hit marker.
Goes right here.
Yeah.
Right here. 15 plus 1, 16 points on the first slash.
16 points. Slash nearly finishes this song. If you plunge Tiangong into its inner workings, you hear the Magitech breaking apart, but something is still just holding this thing together. I also forgot, Nova, at the start of your turn, you would have taken 2 points of slashing damage.
So after it exploded as well, it's still kicking.
It's still, yeah, this it's basically, imagine this ball is made of swords and it's spinning, and anybody who's next to it is just constantly taking damage by being next to this thing.
I rolled a 21 to hit on the second one.
That will hit.
Taking the 2 points of damage, does that not does that need a concentration check?
It does. DC 10.
Okay.
Any damage. No matter how small.
So nat 1 on the first one and a 20 on the second one.
Jesus!
Holy crap.
Oh, the duality of my concentration. That is
Let's not lose invisibility.
honestly, that is Nova's brain in 2 rolls right there. Like,
Nice.
I rolled 21 to hit on the second attack.
Yeah, that definitely hit. The damage is going to be enough to finish this thing. It has 4 hit points left. So you watch as Nova, like the second strike, plunges into this thing, and you just watch as the ball breaks in half, and its inner workings, its cogs, its Magitech crystals just break apart, filling the space.
I have 1 attack left. Is there enough for me to move 30 feet?
You haven't moved, have you? So you've got 30 feet of movement.
Yeah.
The corridor is 50 feet long. So, and this thing moved 45. You would be 15 feet out of range of the Naga.
Okay.
But you could start moving up towards them.
Yeah, I'll start moving up towards it.
Sure. Okay. Perfect. Ayla.
Would I have enough movement and be able to get past to the other side of the other ball?
So you would go through Sentry, and then the ball, and then space next to Lucius, and then ball. Ball would be 20 feet of movement. You would, because you've got 45 feet of movement. Yes, you can just about do it. You're basically like nudging past Sentry and then shoulder barging through this thing as it's slashing you with blades as you get to it. You won't. I'd say that you probably would just take the D8 of slashing damage. Half to 4. You take 4 slashing damage as you basically push your way past this thing.
I stand behind the ball and I hit it. Please.
Makes sense.
You're
standing behind the ball.
Yeah, right. Wait.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just
Is that okay?
Checking where you are. Oh yeah, I'm just keeping in my head where everyone's positioned.
Yeah. 13 plus 15 to hit.
28 hits.
28. 23 damage. I won't do lightning damage. Does my hammer attack automatically do the lightning damage?
I would say technically it does do automatic lightning damage. Yeah. So you don't do the damage, but the lightning damage would still go off.
Right.
I mean,
you
didn't see that it did anything scary. Like it seemed to the other one didn't seem to get any extra damage or anything.
There just wasn't any point in doing the aura. I got a nat 20 on the second one.
Okay.
Critical as well. Is now up to another dice, so it's 40 plus 4d10 plus my.
What?
Jesus. Yeah, I've got another
critical
for 9.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I can't roll 20s, but you know, you guys
He
can.
did.
You did against Lucius.
That was a saving throw. Doesn't count.
Still counts.
62 plus 13.
75.
75 damage.
That's it. That's I mean, like one big hefty
Jesus.
It kind of makes like a sound of a hammer striking a bell as this thing smashes into it. I mean, it doesn't destroy it, but it like tears chunks of armor away, leaving this thing badly damaged.
Rocky.
Yeah.
That's the end of my turn because I'm not going to zap it with lightning because there's no point.
Sure. Lucius.
Riddle me this, Mark.
Okay.
Can you
disengage as my action? Yes, that 100% you can do that.
Because it's within melee range of me right now, right?
Yes.
So next to Sentry.
So you do, at the start of your turn, you can take 3 points of slashing damage. Ow.
I'm out. Done. That's it for Lucius. Can I mark?
Yes. Just ask.
Know
I don't do it the whole thing. Just ask.
I'm going to use my font of magic to quicken a spell because I haven't used a spell yet. That allows me to use it as a bonus action.
Yes.
Can I hold that even though I've used disengage?
No.
Well, fuck. I'm out this campaign.
It'd be holding an action. Yeah.
Wow.
Actually.
Oh, he's actually gone.
Holding a bonus action. Yeah. No, you can do it. Yeah. I'd say you can. It's still going to use your reaction, but like, yeah, I think you can. Yeah. Why not?
How about we compromise?
I don't see that breaking the rules.
And my disengage is just like 5 feet out of melee range.
I mean, it doesn't. No, that doesn't matter. There doesn't need to be a compromise. I'm just saying you can do it.
Cool. My reaction will be to cast a dome of Wall of Ice, because that's the other option of Wall of Ice, around the explosion to try and contain it and not damage people from the explosion when I see it happening.
Oh, so when it tries to like explode with shrapnel
I'll put a dome around it.
So that dome would be around you,
it's a 10-foot
Sentry,
dome.
and Quill at this point. Because Nova's moved down the corridor.
Can I not put it on it?
Oh, you want to put it over it?
To contain the explosion.
Is it a 10-foot? Is it a 10-foot dome?
Yeah.
It would have to be it and Ayla. You would trap Ayla inside with it.
But she's behind it.
I'm behind it.
She's behind it. Yeah.
I guess I'll try to mitigate as much as I can, so...
I give you permission to trap me in dome.
At that point, I don't think Ayla is trapped inside with it. I think it would be trapped inside with Ayla.
Yeah, it's not my problem, really. It's the ball's problem.
I just really want to hear the noise it makes of an ice dome over an exploding ball. Just this.
Yeah.
Or it's going to create like shards of spiky ice that impales everybody.
I want to see it.
We'll see. But that's what I prepared.
Yeah. Okay. But you're not, because the thing is as well is like this, it wouldn't be cutting through a creature's space. You're actually going to kind of keep the ball in the center, so it wouldn't take damage from the wall of ice anyway. All right, cool. All right, so that's what you prepare. Well, I'll tell you what, Chris Drop, you're in luck because on its turn, it tries to do exactly that. It tries to use its shrapnel blast. It goes to launch a 30-foot cone. You summon the ice wall that traps it inside it. So the wall does have hit points. I'm going to roll damage. Yeah, you hear this kind of like Lucius waits for the right moment. He summons the dome as it begins to fire the shrapnel, and then you just hear like, and like a couple of inches of spear is sticking out the other side of the dome, but the rest of it is kind of contained within. Ayla, like you see the front, like you completely surrounded by this dome, and all of these spears just like bounce off, and you are now like in an inside-out hedgehog with all of these like spikes like around you pointing in, and this ball is with you basically, but it's currently trapped in there. But the dome does take. It's only got 9 hit points on its front section left.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. That's its turn because it's a machine, and it was just like, I'm going to shoot and hit as many things as I can. Sentry.
Okay, so that's been immobilized. I think. How far away am I from the Naga?
They were 15 feet ahead of you. So, and then she was 50 feet down the corridor. They are currently, the Naga is 65 feet away from you.
Okay. All right, so, yeah, I'm going to move 30 feet forward down the corridor, and then bonus action Misty Step the last.
Appear right next to her, yeah. Yeah, within attacking range anyway, with a reach.
And I'm gonna just, Sentry's just gonna pull back the lance and like just almost kind of like with a roar, just jab it at her.
William!
Oh, Jesus. Fuck this guy in particular.
Sentry's mad. 30 on the first hit.
30
hits. I can't do anything about that can't stop that.
I'll do level 3.
She kind of like hisses at you like.
5. Rock and roll. Here we go. First one incoming.
2d12.
This is
5.
46 for the first hit.
Okay, nice.
6 points of damage. Ow. Yes.
And she does it again.
She's going to pull back and do it again, just letting out all her fury. Oh my god, it's a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Why is everyone's natural?
Lucky
Oh,
you
nice.
having
a wonderful
today.
The question here is, what level smite are you using?
Oh my god, I already used a level 3. I'll do another level 3.
All right, because so the 2d12 is max to 24. The 3d8, 5d8 is max to 40. So we're already at 64 points of damage, 68 points of damage.
And now you roll
Plus
it again.
what's your normal modifier?
My normal mod is +3.
No, as in like the damage modifier. Sorry, so like what you would normally add to a weapon attack.
+7. Sorry.
So 64 plus 7 is 71. Now just roll the dice.
Okie dokie.
71 plus 2d12 plus 5d8 plus 1d4. Okay.
71 plus
34.
105
7.
points of damage. We've already added the 7, so that's 105 points of damage.
In one go. My god.
5.
Learning my
Sentry's
lessons
just
for
letting
campaign
out
3.
all her
Learning my
anger.
lessons.
Yeah.
Powerful magic items, paladins, maybe not.
What was that, 151 damage total? I think for both hits?
Oh, let me just make a concentration check for Witchbot. Oh, I don't need to. She automatically fails it. As the lightning kind of like disconnects. As this like just the 2 strikes is leaves. She is bloodied near death at this point with these 2 strikes from completely uninjured to near death. She just like looks in shock and horror at Sentry.
He's just screaming like, "Leave! Leave!" at this Naga.
Okay.
Oh wow.
The Naga is going to take you up on that offer and vanishes and just turns to nothing as they vanish from sight.
They're gone.
Yep. Quill. They're like, I'm out. Please.
All still
I'm
in
not
the
doing
dome.
it with that.
So-
That's why we're still initiative.
So the dome is still up, right? Like,
Hey, Lucius made the dome.
can I hit it even if I wanted to?
No, you can't
Without
see it.
hitting
It's
the
inside
dome? I am going to, knowing that the way ahead is clear and we need to keep moving, I'm just going to 50 feet down the end of the corridor. Do I hit into anything? I'm invisible?
Nope.
Okay. Great.
Nova Vija.
That's me.
That's your turn. Nova Vija.
So I can't see this Naga at all, and then behind me is this dome with an Ayla and an angry Ayla and a ball.
You don't even see inside the dome. To you, it just looks like the corridor is now filled with ice. It's just like a big chunk of ice.
Okay.
It's more like a cube of ice at this point in this corridor.
I trust Ayla to deal with that. So can I see around Sentry? Because Sentry big.
Sentry big. Yeah, I mean, like, you can. Like, you can see through her legs and, like, around, like, the side of her, torso and stuff like that.
Okay, I don't have anything that tracks invisible people. Can I get past Sentry, or is Sentry big?
Yeah, you can move past Sentry.
She lifts her. Could you just lift her leg, my love? And
He's just roaring and screaming, and we're running past her like, "No, hang on."
Yeah, sorry, I don't want to take away from this moment.
Nova, anything else? I just want to get through this quick. Anything else?
I do want to. So can I just try and see this thing like an attack or?
I will tell you now. Yep, you swing your sword. You try and make a perception check. This is not just invisibility. This is something else.
Okay.
If it was invisible, you would still be able to attack them. They are not invisible. They have vanished.
Can I hold action to attack if anything else comes at us? And within
Absolutely,
range, a sword attack. Yeah.
Ayla, at the start of your turn, you take 1 point of slashing damage. As the ball's in the dome, it's your turn.
It must be so loud in there.
Oh, although I rolled a 2, so 17 to hit.
That is not enough. 17 bounces off this thing's what little armor it has.
The next one will hit, though. 12 plus 15.
That will hit.
And I rolled a 22 damage.
22 points. Not enough to finish this thing off, unfortunately. Lucius.
I think Lucius is just going to go up to the dome and shout through it. I assume you're fine in this, so I'll just be heading off now. Let me know when you want me to remove the dome. And he's just going to walk towards the rest of the party.
You could probably remove it. I'll get it next round.
Okay. I'm not sure if I can dismiss it, because it is concentration, actually.
Yeah, I think any spell, I mean, I think for me, and again, Chris Trott, like, the raw of the rules is I think you can dispel it, but things like conjured things like walls, I kind of am like, well, I think it would, you can't just dismiss it.
Yeah.
Like, it's stun. If you got knocked unconscious, the magic would fail, but I don't know. It's up to you. If you want it to go,
I'll spend
by
my
the rules,
action
I'm pretty sure it can.
trying to cut a doorway with my captain's command sword.
Sure, there you go.
To weaken one side.
I mean, one side was weakened enough that I think, you can kind of cut a loose doorway and you see the ball of death inside it now. Like, everyone can see it. Yeah. The ball of death on its turn is going to make 2 attacks against Thalia. I think that's actually going to hit 25 on the first one.
That will hit me.
Second one is only a 12, so it's only 1
Nope.
hit. Good damage, though. 24, half the 12, because you're raging. 12 points of slashing damage. As it just slices you with blade arms.
200 hit points, bastard.
Oh, and then it actually has a
I'll
thing.
come back.
It has a thing where opportunity attacks have disadvantage against it, so it's going to wheel out and rush towards Lucius after it strikes you. It kind of goes
It's
to
disadvantage, though.
Yeah. Rapid shifting. Opportunity attacks made against it have a disadvantage.
Okay. So, my lowest was a 5 plus 15, so 20 to hit.
Just hits it, yeah. Yep. Even this thing's
that-
pretty erratic in its movement, like
17 points of damage.
17 points of damage, not destroyed. And it's next to Lucius. Sentry.
This thing's coming around. Okay, I guess Sentry will go down the corridor to meet this ball in the middle and strike it.
I don't think you're going to be in range to melee strike it, because you moved 60 feet with Misty Step, so you would move
Misty
30.
Step again.
Okay, if you want to Misty Step again, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can. Yep.
And I'll meet it in the middle and attack it again.
Sure.
Nice. Bam. 16 for the first one.
Not enough. Glances off its many bladed arms.
Damn.
Will this be the thing that ends the storm chasers?
31 for the second one.
That hits it. Yep.
No, it won't. No.
Rock and roll, sunshine.
Depends. Sentry can just be like, you know what? I'm not going to Divine Smite. I'm just going to leave it.
Oh, I'm going to Divine Smite.
Yeah, but I'm going to, though. I will.
I'll do a level 2, 4d8.
Okay. Paladins, man. Powerhouses.
Roll sunshine. Taking a little while. Come on.
Welcome to High Rollers Campaign 3.
5.
Everyone's a paladin. Destroys
Hell
it.
yeah.
Yep. It pierces through, shattering what remains of the orb. All of Ayla's attacks having left this giant weak point, just exposing its core. Sentry just rams Starbreaker
Hit
through,
the weak spot for
breaking
massive
it apart.
damage.
You already did. And yeah, you guys, there is no more threat. We drop out of initiative as these balls are just left in a state of disrepair.
Zooming.
We are chasing our way to the council
All right,
room.
okay. You guys just rush straight on, okay? Eventually, part of this journey to reach where you want to go, you run sort of along a corridor which does have windows that look out onto the city, right? And you're making your way slowly down towards the center of the keep, where you know you can head down into the council rooms. You guys can see that there is still fighting going on. I need all of you to make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage, except for Ayla and Quill.
Hey!
Because Ayla's danger sense, and then Quill, you hear something. You don't have enough time to shout a warning, but as you are running down, you glance, Quill, and you see something swoop in incredibly quickly and blast the wall.
23.
Oh.
Just need to know who got underneath 19.
Yeah.
Moi. I've got a level of exhaustion, I think, as well. It's been about a minute.
That's disadvantage on ability checks for now. So the first level of exhaustion. So not saving throws or attacks, just ability checks for now. Okay.
And I'm normal size.
Yes. Those of you who did not succeed take 61 points of... In fact, it'd be less than that because I would take some off for the cover. It would have to destroy the wall first. Let's say half of that. So 30 points of damage to the people that failed, 15 points of damage to those who succeeded. As a chunk of the keep's wall is blown out, and you hear...
Yes!
God!
As one of these giant metal dragons fires from its mouth a beam of light that just carves through the wall. It sends dust and debris and rocks as you're all thrown off your feet. Those of you who failed, you're also knocked prone. And yeah, you are exposed. I'm just looking at the time. We've got half an hour. I'm going to quickly throw you guys onto a battle map.
It's like War of the Worlds.
This is incredible.
Bam, bam, bam.
I think my invisibility has been knocked off. I rolled an 8 and a 7 on my concentration check.
That is going to lose it, unfortunately.
Yeah, so invisibility on Thalia and Big Cat is gone.
So let me also just...
And it wrapped around.
And also...
It wrapped around, like, to begin with, it was dumb. And it was so dumb then that it was really cool.
It's like an upgraded dumb to cool.
Okay, that'll do. Do I still have the Mecha Dragon
on it?
Yeah, basically.
Quick, put this little filter on.
That's all.
That's his little upgrade.
That's all Zarkira did to upgrade them. She just put a filter on all the
voice modulation.
Voice box, yeah.
Like a Snapchat filter. They've got the dog ears and the tongue hanging out.
They all laughed at it last time.
I don't think I have my old token for it still.
No.
Got rid of it. That's okay. I can quickly get one from here.
Oh wait, is there a map?
It's gonna be.
Yes, if you can go into Roll20, I do have a little mappy. I'm just going to quickly make a token. I wasn't sure if we'd get to this fight today, so I didn't fully prep.
Speedrunners.
Like map. But I prepped a map and stuff. I just didn't prep
time.
A token.
Get a time.
Any percent?
Any percent.
We retry that metal ball fight. I think there's definitely some optimization.
Yeah, let's redo.
There's definitely absolutely.
Yeah, I missed a shot, and that was just. Now we can
RNG
on the shortcuts.
Again. RNG ruins
classic RNG. Yeah.
So if those of you who are on the Roll20, if you can kind of position yourselves, like Quill and Ayla, for example, were definitely out front.
The map. It's still the old map for me.
Yep. I'll move you guys over. There you go. You should be able to see it now.
Oh my god.
I was very much...
Oh, there he is.
Oh, Jesus, he's
There's
big.
The boy.
Yeah, you would not be flying outside, Quill. That's only just been destroyed. And the tower is about maybe 120, 150 feet up from the street level, the current position where you are. You guys are quite high up. Probably, actually, no, I'd say it's probably more like 70 feet up from the street level.
That changes everything.
Changes everything. And that is going to be initiative, as that was its surprise round.
I'm ready to go last. Come on, baby. Not great.
I just rolled another nat 20 on initiative. But I rolled 5 on that, so.
20, what, Ayla?
25.
25. Hey, well, Ayla, yeah, you're definitely the first to react. Again, those of you who failed the saving throw, which I think was Lucius, Nova, Sentry, you guys were all knocked prone. Quill, did you pass?
I didn't make it, did I?
You didn't make the saving throw?
Save. Yeah.
No, you did. You just didn't have disadvantage.
Oh, might be. Well, that's just 16.
Yeah, you and Ayla both
well.
just made it normal. 16, you take 30 points of radiant damage. And you are knocked prone.
Ouchie. But I am radiant?
Yeah. Well, Ayla, this thing is like kind of clutched. It's like claws slammed into parts of the keep.
What's the plan? Are we staying here? Are we going for Vala?
And you can see, by the way, this dragon, like as the mecha dragons were before, this one is completely the engravings on its armor plating seem much more, they glow very brightly, and it isn't even fully connected. It's almost like it's connected by arcane purple energy. There's not like necessarily like full muscles and fibers. It's almost like there are parts of a dragon, like you can see the torso with the head and the tail and the wings, but then its arms and legs are like separated, like joined by energy almost.
Pretty cool.
I wanna hit it, please.
Yeah, it's currently kind of like you have to get right to the edge. So you would kind of like be right on the edge of like the battlements, like you're kind of like leaning precariously over the city street below.
I should hit.
Okay.
15 plus 15, so 30 to hit.
That hits.
22 with the hammer and 1 lightning.
Yeah. Okay. So 23 points of damage.
And 19 plus 15. That was so close. So
close, but not enough. So it hits.
That is a 2 on my roll, so that's 15 on the hammer with 4 lightning.
So 19.
And a dex sev.
Dex. It's not very good at these. 9.
19 lightning damage.
19 more points of lightning damage. Hey, the Howling Templar slams into the creature's kind of like face. Green lightning kind of crackles all over its body, and it does kind of like rear back. Anything else, Ayla? If not, we have Lucius followed by Nova.
I shouted to everyone, are we holding here, or are we going for Vala? And with my movement, I assume I'm still in his range if I move back 1 square. Because it's got reach, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's up to you. Is that what you want to do? You don't know.
Does it have reach?
Kind of reach this thing has. You don't know. Might do.
I'll move back 1.
You wouldn't know. You've never... Okay, when you move back 1, it does get to make a claw attack because its claws is only 5 foot reach.
I thought that would have reach.
No, it doesn't. 19 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
Okay. Swipes past.
Damn!
Quite hit. At the end of your turn, Ayla, it's going to use all 3 of its legendary actions to use booming scales. So out from its its runes begin to glow, and this kind of high-pitched frequency, like woo kind of noise expands outward. Ayla and Quill need to make con saving throws, please.
Oh, good. Oh, 11.
You both get +3 from that.
14.
25. I rolled 14 plus 10 plus 11.
Half damage. Do you have thunder resistance or just lightning resistance, Ayla?
Just lightning.
Okay, you're going to take half damage, and then Quill's taking the full amount. It's 18 thunder damage. So 9 to Ayla and 18 to Quill. As it just kind of
I don't have thunder damage. So I'll take the full. Sorry, 18.
No, because you succeeded on the saving throw, didn't you?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So 9. And that's at the end of Ayla's turn. We go to Lucius.
Lucius. Yeah, to get pushed back.
No, you don't get pushed back. No, you just kind of like your ears, like this noise, this painful ringing.
I thought it was a thunder wave or something. Okay.
No.
Lucius is going to cast Fly at 5th level on myself, Ayla, and Sentry.
Okay, cool. You guys all have Fly?
I don't know what the plan is, but don't fall off the battlements because you can't because you're flying.
All right. Any movement or anything, Lucius? Or
Lucius is going to hover 5 inches off the ground.
Nice. Look cool. Billowing cape.
Yes.
Nova.
I would like to stand up, so I'm no longer prone, and whoops.
Hello.
manifest Tiangong on the back.
You already had
of
it
the
manifested,
dragon.
right?
It got destroyed by the blast.
The second one didn't. You already summoned a second one.
Because
in that fight.
we all ran out though, and the dragon did a blast.
Oh right, yeah, the dragon blast would have killed it. You're right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, what blast?
Yeah.
Me too.
When we ran
So
out,
within 15 feet.
without checking ourselves.
I mean, yeah, you can just about, not on the dragon's back, but like maybe like, you know, on its head or something like that, just barely.
That's my bonus action, is to manifest that boy. And then can I reach it within? Because I've stood up and
You can get to the very edge of the just like Ayla did. You can get to the very edge of the battlements.
5, 10. Okay. I'm gonna attack, and manifest Echo. Get Echo to
You can't manifest because you've already used your bonus action this turn to manifest the Echo. You can't use Unleash Incarnation. Oh no, that's just part of the attack. I keep getting that wrong.
I can.
Ignore me.
I can.
Yep,
Yeah,
you can.
I can.
Yep.
I
keep thinking it's a bonus action. It's not.
It's not. It's just I've got 3
It's
of
just part
those.
of the
and
attack
that's
action.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like shooting
29 to
from
hit.
29 hits.
14, 15, 16 points of damage on the first one.
Points.
23 to hit on the second one.
23 hits.
God, this is going to stack up so
13
much.
on the second one.
13 points of damage.
32 to hit on the third one.
Hits.
Oh,
Get them stats.
16, 17, 18, 19 damage on the third one.
19 on the third one.
And
then the Unleash
Tiangong
Incarnation.
goes in on the crown. That is 20 to hit.
Just barely hits.
And that is not great. 12, 14 points of damage from Tiangong.
Individually, no, they're not a lot of damage. You add all those up, and that was easily 40, 50 points of damage. Maybe nearly 60. So yeah, you watch as like Tiangong and Nova combined carving into this thing's runic armor as it does so, and it's trying to kind of pull itself back. End of turn.
Yes, I can't move anymore, can I? Because I've kind of burnt all my movements standing up and moving up. So yeah, I think that's it for me.
Right. Very important roll. Does it recharge its radiant breath? It does not.
Oh, good.
What a shame.
Dragons go. So it's going to do a couple of things. The first thing it's going to do is use its sapping presence. I need all of you to make wisdom saving throws.
Was it just like a really negative guy?
Everybody gets +3 apart from Nova, who's just out of my range.
I fail. I got an 8.
20.
+1 is a 9.
Oh my god.
DC 19. So we got some successes and failures.
I got a 4.
All right. Those of you who failed, those of you who succeeded, you're immune to this effect for 24 hours now. So if I ask for this effect again, you don't need to make a saving throw. Those of you who failed, your speed is halved, and you have disadvantage on attack rolls until the end of your next turn. That's all attack rolls.
Oh, okay.
Then it's going to do a couple of things. It is going to try to bite Ayla with it because it has got 10-foot reach on that attack. Then it's going to claw Nova once, and then it's going to try and grab Nova with its final attack. So fight against Ayla. That was nearly a natural 20. It's a 26.
Yep.
So this is going to be 25 piercing damage, so halved to 12, and then 6 points of radiant, which you don't half because of rage. And then Nova, 1 claw attack to do some damage, is going to be 21.
Yes, that'll hit.
For 13 points of slashing damage. And then for its final one, I need you to make a dex or strength check. So just roll strength or dex.
Yeah, I think I'm going to make a dex check.
I rolled pretty bad.
It's a check, right? Not a saving throw.
Just strength or... Yeah, just no saving throw, just strength or dex modifier.
Oh, I rolled abysmally. 7.
Pretty bad. I didn't roll great, but this thing is really strong. It grapples you. It's going to grab you as part of its action, and then it flies back, taking thing. Can you make a acrobatics check for the echo? You weren't within 5 feet of it, Ayla. You moved back 5 feet.
So if it's got a reach of 10 feet for some attacks, it still doesn't count within...
because you moved out of range, its threatened range for one of its attacks. It gets a swipe with those weapons.
But if its other weapons are
20.
still with it, I don't know. Okay, no, it's fine. I'm just curious. I'm curious about
Its bite is more powerful, which is why it didn't get to make an opportunity attack with its bite, which it would have if you had moved away further than 10 feet away from it. What'd you get on
No, I'm just... That was all.
21 on the acrobatics.
So the echo is managing to hold on to the head. It's kind of managing to stay on top of this thing, but yeah, it's grabbed over and has now flown backwards, and it looks like it's trying to recharge its breath energy. Quill.
God damn it! If I use a charge on the Eye of the Storm to scry on Vala, it has a 10-minute cast. Using a charge means I just do it without the material cost, right? Not with the time cost as well.
I am more than happy for you to use it as if it was an action for the scry effect on that.
I can just subside this by saying I want to see where Vala is right now and use it as an action instead.
No, I'd say you can scry on Vala fine, but it would only be temporary. It wouldn't be like a lasting scry, 10 minutes. You would basically get a glimpse of in the moment.
Yeah, that's fine. I want to use an action to scry on Vala then and see where she is and what's happening with her, and see if that massively changes our plans.
Tom, I love you. You're the best. You're like, here you go, Mark. I'm gonna pitch it to you, and you just...
Yeah, I'll line them up. You
line them up for me, baby boy. Sweet boy. I'm giving you that eye is one of my joys.
I love it. I love it.
Quill. The vision, the clouds pull in. Your vision blurs, and you quickly rush as if moving at an incredibly high speed. You rush through the various corridors, making your way down into the council chambers. When you arrive, you see a pretty terrifying scene. You see the simulacrum of Zarkira gesturing. She currently has Maximilian held in some sort of spell. He's held up in the air. He's suffering in pain, he's being electrocuted, and she's currently got him pinned by that. Meanwhile, these 4, maybe 5, they're kind of hidden in the shadows of the room, retrievers, which you recognize, Quill, as the thing that kidnapped you and took you to her ship. 5 of them are slowly advancing on Vala. There are dead Horizon guards all around them, as if that they were helping them sort of protect Vala. And you see this, and you're like, well, that's it. It's done. And then just before the vision of the scry ends, the doors of the chamber fly open, and a figure steps in. And all you see before the vision fades is a pair of tall, black, armored boots. And then the vision snaps back. And that's...
Damn it, why does my vision have such good cinematography?
End the episode!
No! Oh, Daddy's here!
No! God damn!
Oh, I thought that was Arvel's boots.
Oh,
Could it
yeah.
be?
Sorry.
Could it be?
Still applies. Still
Why
applies.
banana? No.
Angelique.
Ah, well, shit.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What an episode.
I
Quite.
am
What a great
invested
episode.
in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, this episode had it all. It had everything. Oh wait, it didn't have a character death.
And it's there's going to be people out there that don't particularly like certain play styles and might feel that things with the Thalia and Mesmera stuff was quite forced, or that it's quite railroady, and it's that's fine. If that's not your style of game, these guys had fun. I'm pretty sure they had fun. I could see all their faces.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
I
they
loved
liked
it.
Mark,
it.
I know what you're talking about, and you were talking about a select few comments in the last video.
No,
and I will clarify.
It's not just that.
These last 2 episodes have been
Yeah.
incredible. I've really enjoyed them. I
Yeah.
loved the Mesmera
That's the
fight
thing.
as well. That was so cool.
There's
At
an
the end of the day,
increase.
but also
Yeah.
I think.
people have different opinions on what's fun, and the main all I care about is these guys, and these guys
can
have
be
I mean,
wrong
yeah.
though.
This table.
There's a lot of people recently saying that, oh, the difficulty's not high enough, but we feel like we're fine. We're good. We're enjoying it. Plus, it's a hobby. You don't really necessarily want to have that level of anxiety every single episode that you play. That might be how you enjoy playing D&D, but it's not how we enjoy it. We enjoy this. So
I just also like to give us some credit and say that we've made some pretty smart moves recently that kind of circumvent a lot of things. You know, so,
and things like
nerfed the difficulty a little bit.
Like 100%. Like making clever decisions, but also like you guys are very well equipped and stuff like that. But also like with the whole thing with the Mesmera fight, I want to paint this. There's definitely things I would do differently. I was thinking about this. There's a couple of things that I would change differently to make it more fun for you guys. But also keep in mind, it was also partially to facilitate Kim making a class change that she wanted to make. Like the whole thing with like, oh, you're all frozen until Tiangong could do that. That's to make it like a really cool cinematic moment to, you know, give a narrative reason why this cool thing is going to happen and make Nova feel like a really badass character for making this change.
I don't think
that's okay to do.
I don't think you need to justify yourself to the minority. Everyone is enjoying it.
The thing is it's also teaching people that there are different ways to play D&D, and that sometimes breaking rules, like there's this big thing about like, oh, you're railroading, or like, oh, you're like, you know, it's Deus Ex Machina to like make this stuff. Sometimes those things are okay. What matters is you five, and if you're having fun, which I know you did,
having a great time.
And you all told me how much you had fun and how much you enjoyed it. And that's the point I want to get across. I don't care, like people can give criticisms and stuff like that. What I want to make it clear is that this is our fun way of playing D&D, but also there are lessons to learn and take away from. I know what I'm doing. I'm a good dungeon master, and I know that. I know I'm a good dungeon master. I'm not perfect. I'm not always right. But in terms of design and storytelling, I know what can work well. And it might not be what people at home, like everybody loves, but I know it works well for these guys. And that's the important thing to keep in mind.
It's a refined, distilled, skilled experience over many years of working with us. Particularly Tom. It's hard, but
yeah, I'm really brutal.
Yeah. Tom's very
like, we're 137 episodes in. You should know by now that if Mark fucks me over, I'll call him out on it live.
That's it, right?
What the fuck?
Yeah, like
you kidding me? Fuck you,
Mark. I'm not having fun. I'm not having fun. Stop immediately.
You would. Yeah. Absolutely, you would. Like, and like, there was a point where, like, I'm pretty sure with Tom, like, when Mesmera was like, I was just like, no, you can't move. I saw him like make a face, like. And then it was like, no, this is cool. Like, he kind of was like, oh, okay, no, this is cool. I like this.
Yeah. That was just us trying to figure out what we could do. I was like racking my brain, like, okay, if I can't do this and this.
Like, one thing I probably would have done.
You're like, no, I need to think of another thing.
One thing, and this is like a teaching moment, one thing I probably would have done differently is make it so that Mesmera couldn't have used the same rule twice. That was actually one thing where, like, looking back on that fight, I was like, I wish I'd done that, because like her using the same rule over again, I was like, that's a bit disappointing. If I'd had to come up with something unique every time, I think that would have made it a bit more fun.
I don't know. I liked that we knew what was in her head, like the rules that she could bring back into play, so we can
and to figure a way around it, in advance. Yeah.
That's
like
fair
if she
enough.
fuck you, Mark. We were like, oh. Yeah. If you said that we can no longer speak, it was like, oh well, our words.
It's not something we can overcome or circumvent or figure out. It's just what's the next random thing that's going to change. But you know, that's something in the future that we might have to worry about now that you've got the idea.
Well, you know, I mean, I don't think I would do something like that again, because that was very specific to the Feywild and the whole fairy tale idea and stuff like that. It was a fun skill challenge. Like, it was like a way of doing like an interesting way of having a fight that wasn't a fight. You know,
I enjoyed it.
I really liked it.
Yeah,
I think that's the best skill challenge I had in ages, actually.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. I would have hated it if that fight was we have to fight Mesmera. I would have hated it. Like, as a character, I don't think Nova could have done it. Like, Nova could not have attacked her.
But also, I think you guys going into that fight, I mean, you knew that Mesmera was incredibly powerful and probably could just like do, you know, because it was very clearly foreshadowed. Like, listen, she can do whatever she wants. Like, you know, there are these rules in play and stuff like that. I think you guys kind of knew that kind of going into it, right? So,
totes. Magoats.
Now we got Mecha Dragon Mark II. Mark II? Do they call him Mark II here?
Yeah, I think that they would be called Mark II. I think that these would be called I don't know what I would call them yet. I've just been using a stat from Fizzbands for this one, but yeah.
What do you call yourself? Do you call yourself Mark 1?
Mark 1, please. This is Mark 5. 5 iterations to get to here, I think. Rebuilt.
Cloned yourself?
Rebuilt. I'm a cyborg.
Oh, rebuilt. Nice.
If you go really, really fast, are you Mark 5 going at Mark 5?
Mark 5, yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is a really lame joke, Tom. I don't know why you're continuing with it.
We got 6 minutes left before we pass on over to Parsec, and then I was going to do donations on the High Rollers
you can
channel,
do them afterwards. Okay, nice. I like it. I like
we can pass over now.
We can pass
over now.
Over. There you go, another good joke.
Thank you for watching on Yogs. If you would like to continue this incredible foray into the comedy genius that is Tom Hazel and his new stand-up routine, please come on over to High Rollers D&D now, as you get a little spoiler of his material to come. Other than that, goodbye. See you next Sunday.
See you later. In a bit.
Bye.
And we are on High Rollers solely now.
Wonderful. What's the deal with airplane food?
Get better material, boo! Looks
hard. Yeah, it's dry when it should be wet, and it makes me shit myself. What's the deal?
What's that?
Anyway,
hey, before Tom starts reading things out,
okay,
I want to say this is to all of you guys as well. Fucking top tier RP this week, everybody. Fucking great. And some great stuff. Katie, Kim, Ree, especially, you guys all pulled out some really fucking cool shit in the Mesmera bit, especially. Just really good. Really good RP. I loved it. Big fan.
I feel like we got through a hell of a lot in that episode. Like, I feel like we've done a double episode.
Holy crap.
Because of the amount of stuff that happened.
It was two very distinct halves. That's why. It was like, you had like the emotional kind of like Feywild resolution of that, and then oh fuck, something's here. Was there any suspicion that when you guys got back to Horizon, something bad was going to happen, or were you just like,
yes, it was the long rest. It was the long rest.
Rest.
It was you have a long rest. Yeah, bye. Yeah.
Rhiannon, not for you.
No, I was just like back to
Rhiannon was just happy. She was like, we're back to Horizon.
Yeah, I thought it'd be somewhat okay. Yeah.
We have a moment.
Or something.
Here's a load of healing potions. Why am I getting these? For a boss fight.
Sentry trying to give one away. No, you keep that.
Yeah. I was like, no. You're gonna want that, I think.
Also the simulacrum laughing at us, however many episodes ago.
Yeah.
I was like, that's gonna come back and bite us in the ass.
Yeah.
She's up to something.
Yeah. I didn't expect to be this
stuff.
soon.
She's on a little rampage.
Boom. It's happening.
Well, don't forget that, you guys were away for like four days in between. So since you fought that simulacrum, because of Mesmera's time acceleration and your long rest outside the city, it's technically been 2 days here in Aerois since you fought the simulacrum.
Well, I'm glad that Aerois has as bad holiday taking culture as Earth. You can't take 4 days off.
All right. Anyway, read donations, Tom.
Oh yeah, everyone knows where I work.
Read them.
All right, we got.
I'm like, you should shut the fuck up, dude.
We have.
Nah, people work too much. They don't get enough holidays. That's just
in general.
Common
That's a
knowledge.
general thing. Yeah.
That's anyone who works full time.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we had a donation from Ace of Thorns that says, I was waiting for Kim to deliver the conclusive emotional blow, and she did not disappoint. The beautiful blue cloud knocks it out of the park, just in time for the brown and sticky to impact with the ventilation mechanism. Hugs and WDs for the whole team. Nice, WD-40. Love it. Shit joke. Scratch that one. S popping. Hi.
Sorry, I had to go offline.
Still catching up. Okay.
That's that bad.
S. Poppington donated with, hi, Tom. Still catching up. I will say that I have cried 3 times over the past 10 or so episodes, mainly at Mend Yourself, you asshole. Oh, I know where you are then. I know where you are.
That is one of my favorite fuck you trot lines. Just Kim on the verge of tears, like, mend your fucking lung, you asshole.
Yeah.
So good.
Burned.
It's so good.
My friend is pressuring me to catch up because apparently something huge happened last episode. So, hi, Kat. Hi, Kat. Yeah, enjoy that message when you get to it. We got a donation from Carrots of Love. Carrots of Love. I don't know why I pronounced that so weirdly. Clear skies. What an episode. So much drama. Got ourselves a best burb boy and can't wait to take him on adventures. Where is the best place to share photos of him with you? Twitter?
Twitter, please.
Yeah,
I want to see the
Twitter.
burb pictures.
Tag
I want to see
High
them.
Rollers as well. High Rollers D&D. And yeah.
Yes.
And me. There you go. Jimmy Lindqvist has donated with, here you go. Enjoy the Swedish. Oh, God. I'm not going to... Can I attempt it? No, I'm not going to attempt it. I won't attempt it. Love you guys. Thank you very much. I'm just going to read it as it's written in English, right? Like, I'm not going to attempt the pronunciation of it. Hedge Roller, Taxa Myket for Alt Job, Med Eran, Stream, Sir Fram Emot at Senya Studion.
Why do you always put on this weird voice when you read this stuff?
That was my voice. Lycus Gaming has donated with, hey, got the plushie. So glad I'm live squad now and want to thank you all for giving me the inspiration to get into D&D homebrew creations. And I'm currently working on a steampunk Viking themed D&D world and campaign heavily inspired by all of you. Love you all. Oh my God. Thank you.
He's so thin.
Long. Look his eyes.
He's so thin.
Oh, God. The fingers make it way worse.
Stop.
It's like one of those aliens. Like one of those grey
It's like
aliens.
a modded Tom.
They look sausage
Oh,
fingers.
God.
No!
That's the most frightening image I've ever seen.
Nice profile.
Crispy has donated a half hundo.
Wow.
They say MK13 Wolf is away this week, but sent this for you because you don't deserve a rest from the jokes. Lance isn't a common name nowadays. In the Middle Ages, people were named Lance a lot. Thanks for another great episode. Thank you very much, Crispy, and by extension, MK13 Wolf. Keyblade Greed.
You look like Sid the Sloth.
My Tom can't hurt you. All right.
Keyblade Greed has donated with first time donating. Just want to say you guys are awesome. Keep up the good work and good luck with the new studio. Thank you very much, Keyblade Greed. Bay Feather has donated with fuck 'em up, Callus. Get out, Bay Feather. You're on their side.
I'm excited. We haven't seen Callus in ages. I can't wait to see what he has to say.
Thank you very much, Bayfeather. Heidi Melita, stuck at home with COVID for the next week. Thank you for always being a distraction in the most miserable times. Love you all. Thank you very much, Heidi. And best of luck with that.
A dandelion. An armadillo. Must be the last one of the season.
Bale has donated with, this was such a packed episode. Feels and adventure. Lovely. The RP was absolutely amazing. And what a cliffhanger. Very excited for next week. Thank you very much, Bale. Also, we had some gifted subs from Crispy, being Wolfie, Ducat, Kai Baus W, Randomir Kitty, One Yellowfish, and Omega Thief. Thank you for gifting subs. We also had some bits from I Am a Robot 012C and a Yog Dono from Jim Prower. Brother of Miles Prower. The best thing about this whole thing is how much it felt like the stakes mattered. Masterfully done.
Miles Prower.
That's Tails. That's Tails. From Sonic.
I mean, if you have to use his pleb name, yeah, if people don't know who Miles Prower is.
Also, we had a raid from Hyper G on this channel as well. Thank you very much for that raid.
As in Hyper RPG, or did you just, what did you call them?
It's HYPEER capital G.
Oh, right, okay.
There you go.
Thanks.
Eat shit. That's it.
I will. Num 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 num.
You devour that shit.
Oh my God.
There it is.
Nice.
Live on stream.
Oh.
Mark's going to eat some actual shit.
Nope. Anyway,
human shit.
You just cover him up. Just get rid of him.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
I'm still standing. That's it. Thanks very much, everybody, for joining us for this thing. Thank you for all your support, as always. Spread the word. Go and tell people about the show. Tell people to go and check out the VODs, all of that good stuff. And yeah, keep playing D&D. Experiment, try different things. Figure it out. As long as your players are having fun, it's a good time. We're having fun. You have fun. That's how it goes.
I am
we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
I am having
fun. Bye, everybody.
Bye.